Yeah, what's good, yo? Welcome to another episode of Real Talk, where as always, the shit's real, we talk about it. I'm your host for tonight, Pat Scorpion, and Living Represent, and as always, I got my man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yo, what you do? Shutterwork the guy, aka Go Artist, aka LB Lauderdale Boss, the Soul Rules Creator, RainGangRadio.com in the building.
Yes, sir. Ring gang in the house forever and always. And as always, I got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Yer, what up? You already know who this is. Your boy King P, Bodega Boxer in the building. Ring Gang Radio all day. Let's go.
Hey, Bodega P, straight from Missouri. Except, you above ground today, bro. So, you taking your day off from fighting crime, with niggas, leading rats and shit and niggas with brains in their stomachs.
Nigga, I've been on vacation all week. I ain't think about one rat. I ain't think about none of that shit, nigga. Like,
I'm on vacation every 2 weeks, yo.
Yeah, vacation is vacation, nigga. We not dealing with no rats, no Takashis, no Dumbos, no Gumbos, no nothing.
Hey,
what you got against elephants, nigga?
Oh man,
big for nothing ass niggas. Big and dumb.
But as always, we salute you for your service, keeping our city straight for for the old people and the children and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because ringing's for the children. And we also got my other man with me. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Hey, what's good? It's your boy Conscious Pilot, aka West Coast Avenger #1 contender. Preparing for liftoff. Destination Ring Gang Radio. Let's get it.
Hey, there we go. Always elevating above the competition, man. Pilot, salute, bruh. It's always good to have you on the show. And then we also got another, someone who has been on the show for a hot minute. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
You already know what the fuck it is. Your boy Rome, nigga. Top 5 in the building. Chicago was good. Southside stand up. Ring gang, nigga.
Hey, Chicago win because he leaves these bum ass niggas in the breeze, especially bum ass niggas that go on the passenger sides of cars, nigga. That's what I'm talking about, nigga.
Fuck that, nigga. I'll take your bitch, nigga. You know who I'm talking to, nigga. I'll take your bitch.
I be jumping out the passenger side sometimes.
Yeah, no, but you ain't getting in no beef though when you do it though. You just do you have your own business,
Nah, no, the rule. I think the rule is you can't be smaller than the person driving the car and talking shit.
That's also fact. Big fact.
Because Shorty was like kind of bigger than him, so it's like, yeah, nigga, that's not a good look.
Yeah, that was an L all around for that dude, and a W for Rome, and a special W for Ring Gang. Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's how it is.
We'll take them where we get them.
Now, salute, Romeo. Good having you back. It's been a minute. You know what I mean? We gotta get you back on more shows, nigga. You gotta be less busy. But
They're gonna recording like 15 albums.
Exactly, but and last but certainly not least, another person we haven't had our show in a hot minute, but we're also glad he's also back. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
It's your boy, the humble beast from the East, Keith Soprano. Let's go. Ring gang all day, baby. Hey.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tunnel gang.
So yeah.
Tunnel gang.
Yeah, so we could play in the cipher tonight. We got 6 of us on here. Good God, God damn.
Hell yeah. I just pulled out the Avengers on this. No, this is Snyder cut.
I'm saying when you got 6
the Super 6 series. This is Ring Gang Super 6 series.
I mean, when you got 6 niggas with microphones, nigga, you don't know what's gonna be coming out of our mouths, man. There might be a whole bunch of fuckery involved, but that's what it is. That's what it's all about, though. Ring Gang, So so yeah, we got some stuff we want to talk about tonight. But first, first thing we're gonna talk about is getting to the new album that my boy Keith dropped on y'all, today, man. And we recommend it's on Spotify or any other place. Keith, is there any other place other than Spotify?
Yeah, it's on Apple Music. It's on Bandcamp. If you got that, Audio Mac. If you got that, just all, even Amazon Music. So all the sites that you like to stream, it's all there.
That's what I'm talking about. And the album is called.
Hold on, are you on TikTok too?
Yeah, I'm on TikTok too. Yeah, no lie, I'm on TikTok too.
Hey.
So if you want to make a dance to it, something, go ahead.
Yeah, Hustle till I die.
Yeah, make it go viral and get Keith another check. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Encourage that. You know what I'm saying? And the title of the album is Saints and Sinners. We can all relate to that. We all have that, good versus evil inside of us, man. So, and Saints and Sinners, man. So, LB, man, since I know you, I'm going to let you start this off, man. You heard this album, I'm sure of it. Tell us what you thought of it.
Damn, this nigga be catching me off guard. I be getting my pilot on. Let's get it.
Nigga, inhale, blow it out, and get to it, nigga.
Nigga, I was drinking too. I had to swallow all that. But okay. First off, I know Key's been dropping like singles for like a good little minute, since last year.
Word.
So he had some bangers on here. I heard already, like the Saints and Sinners, Ride, Back to the Streets is my shit though. Like, come back to the street, like that nigga. He be getting on this little auto tune flex with the chorus. I feel him like nigga had a smooth delivery. But overall, the album's dope. It's 10 songs, easy to digest. 32 fucking minutes, so it feels short. You play it like
keep it short.
Like too short, nigga. Like we old, man. Like we ain't got to eat and shit. Like you could have an hour album now. Like
no, I gotta keep it short.
Yeah,
you know why? Because there's more coming.
True.
Yeah, but of course, most long albums still have a lot of filler. This shit doesn't have no filler.
There's no filler at all.
Yeah, not one filler at all. Like every fucking 10 songs, it flows. So and the thing, I mean, now that you mentioned auto-tune, because I was talking to Keith about it before. Auto-tune ain't really my thing, So I understand what he was trying to do because he's trying to make it, diversify his content and whatnot. So I appreciate it. So I understood it though, but
it's done tastefully.
Auto-tune works in spurts as long as it's not overdone. Then it's
done. Yeah.
And I don't think he overdid it on that.
I think he did on what 2?
No, he didn't. He didn't overdo it. I'm just like I was just saying. I don't have a problem with auto-tune as long as how it's done. As long as it's not overdone, it's cool.
Yeah. I agree.
I'm not gonna lie. I've been to the studio recently, and I fell in love with auto-tune. I don't even because I'm a rapper, so I like just spitting straight up. But auto-tune, it's a nice little tool for artists because it gives us room to spread out what we normally do. Like some shit you would write for somebody else, you will be able to do it now with the auto-tune. That's why I feel like this album's so good because the hooks are like a different person. Then he come with the hard verse, bar after bar. You're like, damn, this nigga is draking this shit, killing it, singing on the hook, and the hooks was all killer. All them shits.
Yeah, they were. Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, Keith got some pitch when it goes to his hooks. Like I mean, do be lacing his hooks though. I was definitely impressed with that.
50 cents ass nigga.
except
you already know the verses are all barred up, so you can't say nothing about any verse.
Yeah.
He was doing 3 verse tracks.
Yeah,
verses are smooth as fuck.
Yeah. Keith has a really smooth flow. And it's like different almost on every track though. So that's what makes this such an easy listen. Like, it's not like no rapid rap because this is a Jersey nigga, so this nigga has bars. So I mean, but it's not
crazy because when I hear Keith, I compare him to like a Fab, like the style of rap.
I think Jada Kiss when I hear this nigga. I feel you.
It's just constant punches. It's like with the great hooks. So I feel like Fab, and when I was listening to this album, it brought me back to high school, like the 2008, 2009 vibes, where you just ride out, the music plays, the wind blowing, like.
His flow isn't as lazy as Fab's. So
yeah, no, Fab is like a little bit too nonchalant though. Sometimes it's not.
I mean, it got that way, but. Yeah, originally.
Keith is never monotonous like that. So
that's
you
true.
got go mic presence. The mic presence is real nice on that for sure.
Because if this nigga Keith was monotonous like Fab, I would have like, oh god, like no monotonous ass niggas over.
Yeah, but speaking of Fab,
the way he bar up every track, no filler hook, no filler verse, no nothing.
Yeah, he does do that like Fab. Like Fab always gonna have bars, no matter how monotonous his voice sounds. So
Yeah, but speaking of Fab, though, like I was telling Keith earlier, like my favorite joint there was Rule Number One because it reminded me of Fabulous Cinnamon Apple.
God damn, that's my favorite too.
Yeah, like the whole beat behind it, I was like, "Yo, this shit is crazy." And I must have ran that back like 5-6 times. You know, I was like, "Yo, this shit is really dope." You know, and I like beats like that because like beats like that, like Keith really killed that shit. You know, I was like, "Oh damn."
And my favorite joint is probably Bill Russell.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, that nigga was snapping on that shit. Oh shit!
I was like, damn.
And that beat was cold as fuck. That shit was hard. That B Russell, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, I love that beat. Like I was like, damn.
But my favorite track is Ride because when I was in football in high school, I was a nigga that did the pump up the team before we start playing. I did the chant, and I would always do we ready, we do Ray Lewis shit. I would always do that, and that shit'd get niggas going crazy. So when I heard that, it brought me. I was like, damn, this shit is crazy. It brought me back. It was so much feeling with that. So I was like, damn, I love this song.
The nigga probably tackled the bass after that.
Yeah, that shit hard. I fuck with that. I was like, damn, that shit hard.
Yeah, I'm saying though, Keith though. I mean, that's like Keith's projects though. Like they just be on point too. Like even like say, I mean, for 32 minutes, like that shit. He really makes the most of every track though. I mean,
yeah,
like ain't no fillers, none of that shit. Like I mean, I think the longest track is like maybe like the first couple of tracks, and after that it's just. And even then, those shits were still packed.
Yeah, I love Back to the Streets. That's my shit right there. Like come back to the streets, cut like that
back
shit.
To the streets. Hustle Till I Die.
My Turn. I fucks with My Turn too.
Rule Number One. Yeah,
that shit was crazy.
Yeah, Rule Number One. Society. That was an ill transition. I was like, sequencing your album that was so ill. I was like, okay, that's what I'm talking about.
It's like he got so much ebb and flow on here. Like it's like the sequencing is like perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably like to me personally, honestly, maybe the only song I'm not really a fan of is Number 10, and it's not even a bad song. It's just maybe it's just the beat girly. Or something.
I mean, I actually like it because I think the second half of the album, the second half of the album was like, where the album was just like, whoa, like from like 6 to 10, I was just like, god damn, like
I know you would say that
because the bars started coming out because the first half is like, okay, he's showing the versatility, and then the second half he go back to the bars like, nigga, I'm Keith, nigga, I spit this shit,
yeah, perfect.
The second half he started spitting.
Well stated, absolutely. You stated that perfectly. Yeah, so
it's like an obvious transition, but it's so obvious, like you don't even notice it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like I mean, you couldn't just just because the nigga is singing an audition doesn't mean the nigga can't, rip a 16 like like he's supposed to.
Yeah, because the bars on those verses was still going in.
Yeah, he was. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, what Keith was, it's album for everyone, try at least. I mean, not pandering because there's sometimes the niggas that pander too hard and don't really come out as well as it needs to be. But Keith did it, and he did it with good results. Like I mean, everything about it was like it was straight. Like I fucked with this album, so I mean, you could tell that Keith put his heart and soul into this shit. Like it was dope.
I fuck with it more than Reloaded.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I appreciate that, man. Mm-hmm. Most definitely. I'm trying to grow every time, especially like if I do some or if it's with you, I just want to grow every single time. Every time I put out a project,
Yeah, it's just the cohesiveness. I feel like it's better on this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, we shot for that, We definitely shot for that to just be more cohesive, I like to use the auto-tune as like a songwriting tool, like because you never know if I can get another singer on it. Sometimes I don't need that, then I will, but sometimes they're not available. So you just roll with it. And if it sounds good, you just let it go,
Right. Now, Keith, I have a quick question. No, I mean, were these the actual 10 tracks for them, or are there any like leftovers or that you shit like it's fucking up the flow, or was it some unreleased shit with this? You know, just out of curiosity, or were these like the 10 songs you written like that's the album?
Yeah, that was a straight 10.
Okay.
Straight 10.
That's
it's
hard.
actually 11 now. It's 11 now. If you go see, especially on Apple Music, there's an 11th track called "So Sincere." So you could check that out if you got or go to the audio Mac or Bandcamp. It's on there because I had to change it real quick, fix it up. But that's besides everything, you know.
So is
yeah,
that the
that was
outro,
it.
or is it in the middle? It's so sincere.
So
the outro?
sincere. Yeah, that's the outro, and then we go into
what?
season
So it's
2
not
is gonna
on
come like in the
Spotify?
next couple of weeks. Yeah, it's gonna be on Spotify in like a couple days because
Oh, okay.
they take like
They got
5
figured,
business
yeah.
days to
Yeah,
fix everything.
they got to review some shit just to make sure like there's no copyrights or whatever that's being violated, all that other shit.
Exactly.
Mm.
Exactly. But yeah, then we're gonna go into season 2. That's gonna be called $1 Million Handshake, and that's gonna be new tracks, and we're gonna keep it going from there. You know.
Word.
So my thing is I'm dropping singles first, so you'll see that I'm gonna drop like every other week, like I did last time, because it's easier to digest. You know, it's easier to digest just one song first than 10. You know,
Soprano Sundays.
Right.
exactly. You see, you know, but that's how we're gonna do it, and it's just easier to roll out that way. So by the time you get to that 5, 6 to 10 tracks, or I give the 6 and then put an extra 4 on it, maybe. It's just easier to digest because you already have that muscle memory that you heard the song before.
That's what it is. You be having some focused writing sessions, man. I can just tell, bro. Like you be in the zone when it's time for you to start writing and shit, or freestyling. That's your forte.
Yeah, I just be sitting there just writing. I'll be writing. I'll be talking to my man LB. You know, we be talking about boxing at the same time.
Hey,
Nigga,
y'all be at the stew.
Hit the stew with us, nigga. We go to the studio every week, nigga.
I know, man.
We probably fucking crank out a tape in a week.
Oh, easy. Yeah, we definitely would.
Yeah, actually, that's what we working on now. Like, we gotta do the I Tried remix. Shout out to McAdoo.
McAdoo, what up?
Yes, sir.
West Coast League of Stars.
Yeah.
Remix actually like League of Bars, nigga.
Oh man.
Word up, man.
So
I appreciate you guys, man.
So yeah, it's time time to give a score. So Rome, since you know we ain't bound, you ain't bound to show in a minute. I'm gonna let you go first, man. You know, out of 10, and you know the rules. What do you give Keith's album?
I gotta get this shit a straight 9, nigga. Which is
damn, he took my fucking score.
It's a perfect 9. I forgot which song it was. I think it was either song 7 or 8. It was one song I wasn't feeling like that. Otherwise, I'll have it at a 10. But
yo, 7 was rule number 1. That's my joint. I know it can't be that song.
Yeah, I'm like, hold on, 7 to 8.
Was that one? Let me see. Hold on, let me.
Nah, it gotta be number 6 or something.
Yeah, because rule number 1 was a fucking highlight.
And 8 was Secret Society.
It was rule number 1. That was the one I wasn't feeling.
Shit.
Wow.
But look, underrated. That shit was, I forgot about underrated, nigga. That shit was crazy. Underrated. I love that song. That shit hard. Like that shit. You wake up in the morning. You about to go to the beach or some shit. You throw that bitch on. Undefeated and I'm underrated.
niggas sound like a fucking ghetto beach boy.
Real shit. No, that shit was hard. But yeah, rule number 1 was probably, I don't know if it was like the beat or whatever. I don't know. I forgot. But that was the one track I wasn't fucking with. But everything else I love. Like the hooks, the chants, the bridges, the ad libs. Like you killed this shit, nigga. Straight up.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's much love, man.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
AOP, man. P, what's your score, bro?
So I gotta give it some more listens, but off of the first listen, I'll give it an 8. I think there was a lot of everything was really, really solid. Love the bars, the hooks. It was just a lot of catchy stuff. And hey, it might go up after some more listens, but I really enjoyed it. So I'm definitely gonna give it some more listens. But rule number 1, like Pat said, that was a highlight for me. I kept playing that song over and over and over again. So you know what I'm saying, hustle till I die. You know, underrated. A lot of good shit. Keith did a good job with this album. Really good job. I fucks with it.
Thank you, bro. Thank you.
That's what it is. AO Pilot, you there, bro?
I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
Cool, man. So what score out of 1 out of 10? And there's no 0.5s or anything like that. You know,
I know.
To reiterate. You know, his album.
Yeah, for sure. I'm rocking with Rome. I'll probably give it a 9. I mean, I love East Coast rap. I love, and you know, from what I was hearing on this, I mean, it's straight up just bars, you know, and I mean, the transition from basically underrated to Saints and Sinners to rule number 1 is crazy. So I mean, I gotta give it a couple more spins like P, but I mean, off a couple 3-4 listens, I'll give it a 9, man. It's dope. It's real dope.
Thank you.
Can't wait to hear more, to be honest. So yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, he has more stuff out there. Oh no, there's more Keith out there. He ain't new to this. He's true to this. You know what I mean?
It's a good thing to hear from you guys, because then I know what to work on and then go back to the drawing board, you know, and what to keep on doing, what not to do, or just keep doing the same things, you know.
Trust me, this ain't criticism, because I guess different strokes for different folks. You know, like we have to, whereas most of us thought rule number 1 was cool, Rome was like on it or whatever. But I mean, it's not because it's bad or whatever. It's just basically your album was appealing in different ways to different people, but it's not like appealing. I mean, like it's bad or anything like that.
There's no bad song.
Music is subjective. Music is subjective. Like that Ride song is my favorite song because it connects me back to football days. You feel me? To make me want to ride out. You feel me?
And Ride is dope though. Like that shit get me hyped. Like I fucks with it.
Yeah,
still get me hyped.
Yeah. So LB, man, what about you? I know you probably said 9.
Nah, Rome said it like it's a 9. I love the album. Played all the way through. It's just when I get to Bill Russell, I play that twice, and then you start the album over. It's like number 10 is cool. Number 10 is not a bad song, and he's spitting, but I guess I don't really feel the beat like that. Like, and I guess Bill Russell was just so dope. I'm just like, nah, we'll just leave it right there, nigga. Chill. Like, so that's just a 9. It's on point. If you want like good production, good choruses, the bars is on point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the songs, the bangers, but they don't all sound the same. So you get some little different shit. And for 10 songs, like damn.
Yeah.
So they did all that in 10 songs. So y'all gotta fuck with it. So
yeah,
definitely fuck with the album.
Yeah, and 9 is my score too. And mine's just, I understand what he did in the first half of the album with the auto-tune. It's a little bit more diversified though. And it was cool. But when the second half of the album, starting with Saints and Sinners, when he got really, when Keith got into his bag, like bars, like like he, shit went up 200%, and the shit was already 100%. You know what I mean? So.
So turned to Mega Godzilla in the second half, huh?
Yeah, second half, and I was like, there was some straight heat being in that second half. So that was just like, this is it right there. So I mean, yeah. So I was like, that's why it's like, that's why Rome said it's a strong 9. It's absolutely like, and like it was perfect. Like I said, the production was on point. The choruses were on point. And I'm a picky nigga with my production. I'm not a nigga that likes to feel like. Certain production. So it's like, so when I say that shit, I mean it. But like I said, flows, all different flows all over the place, man. Hit the pockets on a lot of everything. Like every song hit. different ways. Some hit more, like say, like Secret Society, Rule Number One, Bill Russell, Saint Sinners, that shit's hit harder, But I understand why we're in the room with with Ride too, and Back to the Streets, too. Even Hustle Till I Die too, So yeah. Yeah, the album, this album, it was definitely on point. And you can tell, there was a lot of work put into this. So yeah, definitely a 9 was. It's definitely worthy of a very strong 9.
Yeah, we'll just keep it real. What he's trying to say is you dropped a better album than Dave East's last tape.
Oh, that's cold. That is cold.
No, that's the truth though.
No
comment. And I'm a Dave East fan. He could spit. I fucks with him, but yeah, because I think we all gave that shit like a 6. So we giving you 9s and 8s and shit.
Yeah,
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I do.
Yeah, Keith is a talented brother right there. So yeah, y'all need to get on this train. Y'all need to get on this hype train, man. This dude, Keith has serious talent. You know what I mean? And it's not just this, but he has his older shit too, man. So yeah, y'all need to be put up. And if y'all listening, need to be put up like Keith Soprano, man. This nigga is dope, flat out, dope. You know what I mean?
Thank you. Much love, y'all.
Yeah, though. Yeah, that Alex said though, and yeah, we're definitely looking forward to more future releases. I definitely, because I know, like I said, you're a creative motherfucker too. And bro, you better stop doing that shit, nigga. I'm tired of you with this camera shit, nigga. Turn your fucking camera off, nigga.
Oh yeah, let me ask you this, Keith.
Yeah.
What would you say is your favorite song on the album, or at least your top 3?
My favorite, oh man, My Turn.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But it's because it connects me to where I was at the time when I wrote it, so that's why.
All
Word.
right. Let me ask you the opposite. Yeah. What's your least favorite song on the album?
Oh man, least
the one where you're almost indifferent about it, or you're like, yeah, I'd be riding, but it's not like this one.
All right, I'll give you that. It's the one I like it, but it'd probably be
with cheese, nigga, with cheese.
With cheese. It'll probably be Where You At, YWF.
What the fuck? Get the fuck out my head. So you knew, nigga, you knew.
But that's what
you
it
knew,
is.
Nigga. Drop that shit. It's a 10. He knew.
But I knew who would like that. That's why I put it there. And you it's crazy because of the responses from the ladies I get from that. It's just like, oh my God, I love that song.
Hey, you put it at the end on some bonus shit, yo.
Yeah, you already know.
This nigga's out of feds, I think it's with Bill Russell. Chill, I got this now.
Bill Russell,
Kevin Samuel did up at the end.
That was one of my favorites. That was one of the first songs I did for it.
That's what it is.
Yeah, that was one of the first
upcoming rappers that don't be afraid to, get your album put on here and reviewed.
Absolutely.
Directly, we don't pull punches, so make sure your shit hot though.
Yeah.
Because if your shit's mid, we'll tell you it's mid.
I better not hear no.
But that's good though.
Yeah, but I mean, nigga, you've been doing this for a minute, bro. A lot of niggas ain't got that damn the thick skinness of that shit.
But you know who gave me that thick skin? The collie gave it to me.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, they'll do that.
They built me.
They'll fucking do that.
They built me. They built me day one. I mean, for years, and it was like, nah, it's weak, son. Go back to the drawing board. And I would ask questions like, okay, what is it? And people were nice to get constructive with it, because they're like, oh, all right,
who are these people? Guy. Nigga, you've been dope since I met you, so I don't. Who are these niggas?
Oh man,
who is this?
Old heads.
So I could disregard the opinions of hip hop forever.
Like back when it was SOHH.
Okay. I was lurking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I ain't know
Project
you did.
Pogo.
And I was on their hard body at that time, and so yeah, I mean, I was on there since 2001. So yeah,
Ooh.
yeah, I'm one of the OGs on there.
Oh,
This nigga Pat an
wow.
OG wherever he goes.
20 years, god damn, that's a long.
This nigga go into the future and be an OG. This nigga go back to
Wow.
slavery and be an OG.
Yo, shout out to the Collie, though. Shout out to everybody at the Collie, man.
Yeah, like I
Hell
said,
yeah.
I mean, you'll hear some criticism. It might be good criticism, might be bad criticism, but you'll hear some criticism on that shit.
So I've
Which is
never
dope.
even heard
Always,
niggas
always.
going on the collie though. Like that nigga like is like one of the most universally respected rappers on that shit. Like if you
Nah, someone told me I had a lisp. And I was like, am I gonna lisp? I was like, where'd
Thurman
that
your
come
ass.
from? Yeah, I was like, damn, how I
I was
got a
gonna say
lisp?
I don't hear no damn list. What the fuck is they talking about?
I don't know, man. But I was hurt.
That might have been a slow nigga that might have been listening to your shit. That's not here. Yeah, you ain't a lisping motherfucker though.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
I mean, then again,
what the fuck is he
there's nothing wrong with having a list, but you don't have a list.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I need speech classes.
A lot of rapping niggas got fucking lists. G rap,
Cool G
the
Rap.
greatest of all time, and he got a list.
Yeah.
You had speech classes, bro.
Nah, I was just saying, like, yo, that's how I felt. I was like, oh,
Oh
shoot.
damn. Nah, okay. Let me shut up then because I actually had speech classes, so let me shut up.
Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that.
I would have a problem if I was rapping because I mumble. I have a mumbling problem, which I mean I'm not. I wouldn't be a mumble rapper, but I fucking mumble. And
You loud and clear on this motherfucker. I
I
don't know
know,
where
right?
you
You know
get
what I'm
the mumble
saying?
from.
Shit, nigga.
You voice acting motherfucker. Like, nah,
I'm getting better at it, but like I mumble a lot, so I stumble over my words.
you could be reading
to
them
fix that,
cartoon
you just
scripts. It's
To fix
Disney
that
ass
as a-
nigga.
To fix that as a rapper, you would go slower. Yeah.
No, but bro, yeah. No, one thing that you're clear on, yeah, there's no lisp on you. Like I've any of the old shit I've ever heard, like I've never heard one lisp, like not even remotely even hearing one. So I mean, that's a strange criticism, but I mean, I guess it'll just be like, okay, I just have to be more careful how I like enunciate my words or some shit like that. That's probably I guess
That's enunciation. What you said right there is what's missing in rap a lot of times. Like a lot of
Yeah, I
niggas,
think
they
it was
mumble through words.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was an unmixed joint. We just had to remix it again and then just put it back out. And then it was like, oh, okay, that sounds different. It happens.
Yeah, that's why mixing is important, people. You gotta always make sure you gotta mix your shit down, make sure it's EQ'd right and all that good shit.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's what I say. You can't. So if you want your album review, like your bars gotta be important, your production has to be important. Like you can't be turned up by the beat or any of that shit, bro. Like or vice versa, even you can't drown.
Because we got too many like dope niggas around here. Like we all too well versed in listening to legends and and real shit. Like Jesus, like the nigga we beat half up there all the time. Like
yeah.
Everybody else be too busy and shit, man. keep me representing, but shout outs to like Old Tunnel Gang, Tech Beats, Trife and Dope.
Word.
And Silence, Shorty, Philly in the house, St. Louis, Trife, West Coast, Bacadoo, Florida with Tech, you know what I mean? So we'll probably because Keys dropped his solo, so I'm gonna be dropping my shit soon.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Yeah, I think me and Keys gonna have a little spin off, and then we're gonna be trying to get back on that Tunnel Gang wave. So I wanted everybody, had these little solos. So y'all check out that Trife and Silence.
We got Rome.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Rome already. Like they know that top 5 coming soon as well.
That shit's gonna blow the shit out the water, nigga.
I heard what y'all doing. Man, listen. What?
You're looking out, my nigga.
You already know. You already know, man.
That shit for the flow, nigga. I can't wait.
A lot of big shit popping, but also there's a lot of big shit popping in the boxing world.
Yes, sir.
So if y'all got your questions lined up, how you feel about the Jake Paul fight this weekend?
See,
Who you got in that?
Oh, he gonna win.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me rewind that. Big Pat had some questions now.
Hey, so yeah, Keith, man. So yeah, what do you think about this Jake Paul card? You know, and what do you think about Jake Paul fighting all like overall, bro?
I mean, he packs a punch for sure. I mean, you already know he's got some knockout skill, which is crazy to say because it's Jake Paul, but you know, he put in the work. He put in the work. So, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he did win.
I mean, I don't think
Yeah,
honestly, I don't think most people would be surprised too. Because I mean, I watched the weigh-in. I watched the on the clip, and fucking Ben Askren decided, he wanted to eat candy. Like, dude looked like he was 191, but it looked like he was like at least like 250 pounds with that beer gut he had.
Yeah.
He probably gonna get stopped the first round. Like if this goes over 2 rounds, I'll be surprised.
Yeah, that means Jake Paul might actually get tired. You know what I'm saying? If it goes over 2 rounds, 6 minutes, because this is 3-minute rounds, like niggas is like, I mean, Jake Paul's stamina is not proven. So we don't know if this nigga gets.
You know the type of beating dude gonna be taking if Jake Paul has to go over 2 rounds. That's like saying well, Tyson gonna get tired by the 5th round, but it's like, nigga, that's still Tyson beating your ass for 5 rounds, though.
I'm saying.
Well, if I get him tired, like, I mean, that whole strategy, like, you gonna wrestle a pit bull until he get tired.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a chance that Jake Paul actually fights an actual boxer?
Yes.
Yes.
No. I mean, actually,
No?
yes, it's possible, but
down the line, maybe like after a few more of these, cash out, maybe eventually, but I don't see it for a couple, 3 more fights.
Yeah, I think he respects the sport too much to not fight somebody who gonna be some type of threat to him. Because remember, niggas is picking on him now. Like he's gonna get to a point where it's like somebody's gonna look, let's get a serious person. Somebody serious is gonna step to him. But I think that might not be into like 2-3 more fights, like Pilot said.
Yeah, because obviously, because Jake Paul has a thing going right now. Obviously, he's put himself, whereas MMA fighters want to fight him because they don't think he's a real fighter, and Jake Paul's trying to prove himself as a boxer, but boxers ain't really giving him that type of respect just yet. So it's just like, but he's in the point where both sides want to see him fight, and that's his marketing tool. I mean, unfortunately,
he's making boxing look good to me. Fuck all that. Like beat up all the MMA cats he want.
But I'll say, if he loses to like a nondescript journeyman, that shit is over. Like no one's gonna really take him seriously. That's why he's probably gonna move like this for a little bit and try to milk it for all it's worth before he actually probably takes on an actual, takes on a serious or an actual boxer. They may actually hit him more times than he will. Somebody
gonna use some footwork, some feints. Somebody who's gonna know his way around the ring type shit. I think win, lose or whatever, I think he'll show a good account of himself when that happens.
I mean, truthfully, I don't care how well he boxes. I just want to see some fuckery. that's
yeah.
We know he loves the sport.
Oh yeah, no, it's clear he does. You know what I'm saying? But
student of the game.
He's like a rapper that came into the game like on a gimmick, but it's like you heard a freestyle and it's like he got bars, but it's like the rap industry don't fuck with him still. They're like, nah, this nigga a gimmick.
Yeah.
But you be like, but did you hear that wake up show freestyle? He had bars. Like, nah, he's still a gimmick. Like that's how he is right now in boxing. Like you see him train, you're like, okay, he looks like a legit like he learned how to box. But then, the opponents he's fighting and he's knocking them out, people still don't respect him. So
right.
Yeah. So, what's the the money in this one?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked that question. The money is, I mean, the highest paid fighter on this card is Prograis. He's in the co-main event. He's getting paid $800,000.
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah,
For like 1 round? For 1 round of work?
I'm saying, like, yeah, I was like, wow, like he's getting more paid than the main event people. I was like, actually $850,000. Excuse me. So
Jeez.
Wow.
So the rundown is Jake Paul's getting $690,000. Ben Askren is getting $500,000. Prograis $850,000. Ivan Redcash $250,000.
Jeez.
Frank Mir $350,000.
Wow.
Steve Cunningham $150,000, which I think is
no. Why y'all fuck with my man SS? Real SSS.
Yeah, and
100 racks, really?
And then Raycon, the reggaeton artist, $80,000, and Joe Fournier, the British millionaire, $220,000, getting more paid than the. There's a huge disparity between what Steve's getting paid and what a whole bunch of non-boxing ass niggas is getting paid. I don't like that.
Is Jake getting money like pay-per-view gate money for this or what? I mean, Jake Paul.
I mean, they'll probably get more like kickbacks or whatever, but I think this is probably what gets reported to the commission. They may get more. I mean, I can't imagine that Jake Paul. They won't. If this shit sells like we all think it's going to sell, I can't imagine that it's not. They won't get like million. Like some of them will hit 1 million. So I mean, some of them at least. I mean, they definitely need a. But Steve Cunningham, 150,000 is an insult. But I won't get too much into that.
But hold on, like that's for his activity. That's not bad, but for what all these other dudes is getting, that's the only reason I made that comment. Like, damn, like I thought he would at least got like 250K.
Yeah, and he's a former world champion too, so it's just
exactly.
Like, now the main event
been in like big fights.
Yeah, like I mean, they're not showing him no love. I mean, it was supposed to be Antonio Tarver, and he probably would have gotten more, but who knows? He probably
Yeah, you couldn't give Tarver that. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, Tarver would at least
ain't no Florida nigga taking that bullshit.
Yeah,
no.
But yeah, that's the money for that. So, I mean, they're getting paid pretty well, except Steve Cunningham. So it's interesting.
Word.
But what do you also think about? I mean, there's also other cards. What do you think about the PBC card? I know I think you mentioned before you're a fan of
Tony Harrison.
Tony Harrison and Vito Mitnicki's on that card, I believe.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Vito. I actually want to see him grow into something. I think he will. Mm-hmm. He's a Jersey boy, so I got to back him, definitely. So I think he'll get a W tomorrow for sure.
That's what it is.
He starts it off. I think it's 8:00, so he starts it off.
Yeah, he's on the main card because I was like, PBC has the things. I know they have the prelims at 7 on FS1 for you.
Okay.
People, and then the main card is on Fox. Now, why it's on Fox, I don't know. I'm not gonna go into that. But yeah, it's 8:00 on Fox. Yeah, I think he is the opener.
Yeah, that's to get people, more familiar.
Yeah, the thing is though, is like they're actually going directly against the Triller card, and so I think a lot. See, this is the thing. This should probably put this as a Sunday card, because at least by Sunday there's no football, there's no unsport that could drown it out. This shit would have worked on a Sunday, but
both of these cards are like to me.
I feel like
I like this.
I was gonna say
the zone card is mine. The zone card is my favorite.
Yeah, the zone card at least. That's the appetizer for today because it's at 3:00. Get some shit done. You get to chill. Hopefully you see some fades or whatever. Hopefully it's decent fades, and then warm you up for the main event fuckery on Triller. You know what I'm saying? So it's interesting, man. It's an interesting Saturday. So, Keith, is there anything else in boxing, man, that that you wanted to speak on? Anything that's been popping, you've been wondering about?
Down the line, I've been thinking about Ryan Garcia. I think he Yeah, nah, I think you better be careful with Fortuna.
No, you're right. You know, like I said, I think a lot of, the Camel fight. Obviously his flaws got highlighted like something serious. Like he has a lot of them. But one thing you can't take away is he has some dog in him because, Lesser Fire would have folded, from that shit. When Campbell, if he had stepped on the gas, probably could have increased that chance of happening. But
Fortuna will.
Yeah, Fortuna.
I've been hearing that too. I've been hearing a lot of people think that Fortuna might, steal it. Not steal it, but give Ryan a real tough fight.
Might, because Fortuna. Luke Campbell, was doing all right. He was doing all right, but saying with Fortuna, it's a different, and you got to worry about something different. Now it's, can you take a punch?
Yeah, he's a hard punch.
I never seen a Dominican that can't punch. So
yeah,
that's true.
That's real true.
Yeah, the skill. What you think of him skill wise is different, but Fortuna can, if you let him hit you, he can lay you out with one shot.
Yeah, that's the scary part about it. So if Ryan isn't quick on his feet, he can get laid out. That's the only thing, and I'm a big fan. So, but if he gets past that and he's got some head movement, he'll be all right, man.
Stop.
So I'm excited.
You're asking.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch. I'm excited to watch.
If he gets some head movement.
Head movement.
Yeah.
Like nigga, like we try to get him to move his feet first. Like
head movement. He's got
defense.
Like you asking for a hell of a lot. Like,
defense starts with the feet.
One thing
it's like, look, you wanted features. You wanted like the Neptunes production with Timbo. It's like you wanted a Jadakiss feature, like maybe a Conway and Benny the Butcher collab, like a Juicy J remix. Like nigga, chill. Like we ain't gonna give you all of that. You can pick one.
Shoot, man.
But Ryan Garcia, he's definitely moving in a way that you have to. Oscar has to move in a way Fortuna would be a good, good gauge of, seeing how much he can take on the chin or whatever, how much recovery though.
This dealing with somebody speedy and talented.
Yeah,
because Fortuna be looking like Fortuna be having strong B+ glimpses.
Yeah,
remember he was beating Robert East ass.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he's one of them tall dudes too.
Yeah, and he's also explosive too. He's just as explosive as Ryan Garcia sometimes.
I don't mind this fight. Like I know everybody's like, oh man, he's ducking Haney. I'm like, you know what?
No, I like this fight. You gotta get past Fortuna first before I take you seriously with Haney.
He got past Campbell. Wasn't that serious enough for y'all?
Yeah, no, but he
didn't look great. He didn't look great even in victory.
Hold on. Did you pick him to beat Campbell?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I know you did, but he knows what he picked.
Yeah, I know. I didn't.
Silence.
I picked Campbell.
Yeah, nigga. I picked Garcia by knockout.
And I gave him props for that, but I still want he still didn't look great doing it. So
true. I give you that. Like it's he looked great at one aspect, like the toughness and resilience and bouncing back, but then he didn't look great in the aspect of you shouldn't be getting hit up like that anyway.
The footwork's still trash. The footwork's still trash too.
That fucking footwork. Oh my goodness. I'd be like, if I was training this nigga, I'd have a broom and I'd be swinging at his legs all the time. Like my goodness.
But on some crazy shit, is it just me or is there more knockout by body shot lately?
But it's not crazy as the other uppercut knockouts have been happening lately.
Yeah, it's running around third place.
Yeah.
We've been getting a lot of right hands and uppercuts.
Yeah.
I love an uppercut, man.
Personally, I love it. Like, the body is there. Like, you can't, headhunting is cool, whatever. But if you want to try to get rid of your man faster, you got to hit him to the body a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I dig it too. Like, but I love the uppercut knockouts even more though.
I like that. I mean, the knockout was dope with the body shots. They're always good, you know what I'm saying? Get you a McRib, you know what I'm saying?
A McRib. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah,
But damn, McRibs don't be coming out all the time. So I mean, body shots happen more than the McRib happen.
Facts.
Yeah. At this point, yeah.
Yo, some of these niggas throw body shots like they waiting for the McRib. He's like, hold on, I got 3 more months. Hold on. Summertime.
Keith, something else I want to ask you. What do you think of this whole shit with Clarissa Shields going on now, going to MMA right now, and her saying that, boxing isn't paying her like they need to, and so she's doing that to get paid. What do you think of that whole situation?
Well, I think to get paid, I don't know. Is there really a thing called getting paid in MMA right now? Like, let's be honest.
I mean,
like, don't you get? I mean, are they really slighting the ladies that much?
No, the ladies get paid better in MMA than they do in boxing.
Really?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I didn't know that. See,
the market in MMA for women is bigger than it is in boxing.
See, it's like the reverse for the men. Men boxers get paid more than the UFC men, but the women UFC get paid more than women boxers.
See, that's what I know. I didn't know the other way around. But okay, that makes sense. Okay, so that makes sense. Then it's a good jump if you want to get paid. I'm just like,
or you could have just took the Savannah Marshall fight and got paid.
Yeah, that too. But are the skills there? Like, that's what I'm like. There's a whole lot more than just throwing them hands. You gotta throw them feet too.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen the videos. Like she's out here. She's throwing kicks and shit like that, and doing grappling and doing submission shit like that. Grappling. Now, how good she is really on the level is we still need to see that. And she has a fight scheduled in the PFL.
Okay.
I mean, she be training with like John Jones and Holly Holm.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like if you don't pick up nothing in the gym training with those people, like it ain't for you then.
Yeah.
Oh, she good then. She good. She in there with Bones, then she good.
Yeah, and who knows?
That's how
she may actually find a. She may find a niche in there because I know it's always been banning around. Her getting. Eventually getting in the octagon with Amanda Nunes, whether in the octagon or in the actual boxer ring. It's always been bandied about as an idea. So
that's a good look.
Oh, I got a question.
Where
I can do this for all of y'all, really. Say she wins this fight in impressive fashion on ESPN for the shit she's doing for the MMA.
Mm-hmm.
Which fight do you think she should take first, if it's available and the money's right? Savannah Marshall or Amanda Nunes?
Amanda Nunes.
Yeah,
that's mass appeal right there.
Yeah. She get bodied though. I feel like she get bodied against Nunes though. In the MMA? In the MMA ring?
Yeah, MMA fight.
Oh, yeah. But Nunes gonna body her.
She has the advantage, the size advantage over Nunes. Nunes is kind of small compared to.
She's like 145 pounds.
She's smaller, but I mean Nunes, like UFC goes hyperbole with the go, but yeah, Nunes is bad shit.
Yeah, no, she's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Savannah Marshall's. Obviously,
But I'm saying, so if she loses to Nunes, like, you don't think that affects the boxing fight with Savannah Marshall?
It probably does.
It does. It would. That's
because,
why.
The boxing fan in me wants the Marshall fight first.
Yeah, I lean towards Marshall just for that reason, just because she takes the L, and that mystique of that zero kind of still hurts, being gone.
Yeah, right now the Marshall fight for her is the only fight really that's actually buzzing, like it's really buzzing because nothing else for her in boxing in terms of opponents, because I think she markets herself as being the GOAT and all that stuff, but you need a foil. Every great fighter has a foil of some sort. You know, even undefeated cats like Floyd Mayweather, he had foil. He had, you know, everyone needs one. And she's, you know, and Savannah Marshall happens to be that one. But yeah, they need to get that fight done sooner than later. You're right.
I don't know. She was on Twitter saying that they made an offer to Savannah Marshall and they turned her down. They didn't even want to negotiate. She was barking.
That was when Savannah Marshall, I think, was first getting into the pros.
She was barking on. She was like low key barking on Sergio Mora today.
Yeah, and
Twitter.
Word.
Yeah, Sergio was just trying, you know, was talking some sense, but you know, she was, you know,
what was said? I ain't see this shit. I was sleeping all day, nigga.
Hold up.
This nigga was sleeping all day.
Let me pull it up.
Like nigga, we like dog. Telling you, like, me and Rome been on the grind, bro. Like, niggas needed this recharge today.
So let me put it up. So she came up. I don't know what started it, but she said she tweeted. Oh, that's last night. She tweeted. So just FYI, the Latin snake, Sergio Mora. When you live in one moment, you stay there. She stayed in that moment of beating a 17-year-old kid. I let the loss go, worked harder, moved forward, accomplished more, while she has done nothing close to me. I'm the GOAT for a reason. And Sergio Mora replies, no female fighter can match your accomplishments, champ, but even the greatest need a good B-side to make a great fight. Marshall is one of the hardest punchers in boxing. She may not be a two-time gold medalist like you, but she can say that she was the last to beat you.
Mm-hmm. And she's currently undefeated and active with a belt in a division you campaigned in.
And Clarissa said, it doesn't matter. She can't accomplish what I've done in the pros either. Me and my team offered her a chance to fight for 2 major titles at 168 in 2008. Her and her team turned it down, didn't even want to negotiate. At least I'm negotiating.
Nigga, it's 2008. She really bringing up a fight from fucking a negotiation from 2008? Really?
2018, yeah.
No, 2018. Like,
yeah.
I thought it was 8.
Hold on, 2018. It's still like, come on. Like the whole boxing was different. Like,
and then she's on Twitter also co-signing, like somebody that replied to Sergio Mora. Somebody replied, your statement is false because when Marshall won against Shields, this was before Shields went on to become a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Clarissa has evolved since that amateur loss. Savannah didn't evolve enough. That's why she doesn't have the gold medals. And then Clarissa's like, I say this all the time. She beat me before I even won an Olympic medal. They say anything to make her seem unbeatable. She didn't beat the champ when I was the champ or after winning both Olympics and both world championships.
Nigga, that's scary talk. Because
people are like, Savannah beat Clarissa, but then in the Olympics, Savannah lost to the person that Shields beat for the gold medal. The triangle thing, the triangle theories.
Yeah, that's
like styles make fights ain't a thing. Like, look, man, I'm from an era where a nigga beat you in fucking pencil break in the back of the classroom. You got to run it back. Like, you beat me in damn tic-tac-toe, we got to run it back.
Fast.
Like, what kind of shit is this? Like honestly, I really feel like I don't know what's wrong with this era. You know, never face their true ops.
Mm-hmm.
You know, niggas is too soft. Like, I'm just saying.
I mean, I want to see the fight. I definitely want to see the fight, but
that's like scary nigga excuses. Like, this is turning into the female Bud and Spence.
And it shouldn't be, you know. Women's boxing needs all the fucking attention that it can get, you know. Making
I want to see the big point when Hammer tried to make a fight on her when she got into the pro ranks and she wasn't ready and all this shit. And Hammer was trying to make a fight with her. You saw how she brought that up, you know, when the promotion for their fight.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she practically doing the same thing for the bringing up some 2018 shit now. When the fight is the fight now.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing I'll say is that I definitely want to see that fight, but I'm also not tripping off the she beat Clarissa when they was teenagers. Like, all right, cool. But I still want. They're both the top females, but I'm not
exactly.
I'm not tripping over that because people keep bringing up the Lost and the Amateurs when they was teenagers to bother Clarissa, and obviously it's working, so they're gonna keep doing it. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they're never gonna keep doing it. Clarissa stays beefing with her social media, like every day on this. She
said when she hits a certain amount of followers on Instagram, she's deleting her Twitter.
I feel like she's salty because Savannah Marshall's getting knockouts and kind of getting all this buzz, whereas
she need to get knockouts too. Like every time women's boxing is having a great year, it has nothing to do with Clarissa Shields.
And we keep saying that every week that women's boxing put it on, but yeah, Clarissa Shields is supposed to be a GOAT. She got to put on.
Yo, her fight came and went. That damn pay-per-view in the fucking high school auditorium.
They still didn't drop the numbers either. They still didn't drop the numbers on that shit.
Hell no.
That shit had like 15 people. Niggas live sessions be having more people. Like, come on, man. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
make a lot of goddamn fights, my nigga.
Yeah, like you gotta make them like if you want to get your respect, Savannah Marshall is being seen as somebody that's on that's on a level that on your level.
Yeah. Stop digging up these random European broads who can't even like throw a punch without fucking trying to turn their back and run from you.
Yeah.
Like I don't care if they're undefeated or they have a belt. Nobody fucking wants to see them fight. You.
Yeah. Exactly. If
it's a bad style matchup.
She knows what she needs to do. She knows what but it's up to her to actually listen to the right people to actually she actually start getting them knockouts or stopping these broads, and people will take it seriously. Yeah. But someone who has less than a 20% KO rate, it's hard to call them the GOAT like that.
Goats get knockouts. Even in real life, goats be like kicking people and shit. Like, come on. A goat could not knock a damn coconut out of a fucking tree, nigga, and shit. Like, I know y'all seen some shit like that. Like, come on.
Word.
A goat to kick a nigga off a motorcycle. Like you choose some goat knockouts, nigga. You'll see some shit like that. Not just Muhammad Ali knocking out Ron Lyle.
You know what it is, man? Everybody afraid of the possibility of that L column.
Thank you. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, there it is. And she's not the only one. There's a lot of male boxers too that they're afraid to let their go and to put it under some fire.
Like rematches don't exist.
Yeah. Yep. Never mind the fucking trilogy. Jeez.
I know. Yo, it's like boxing need to be more like rap. Like niggas would have like diss tracks and they'll go back and forth. Like, like come on, man. Like I don't know boxing. Like I know Jake Paul trying. He but you need more of that energy.
Yeah, especially among the top
the elites.
Exactly.
Niggas is having like YouTubers and jobbers with like more energy for the sport. Like that's not nah.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's
back in the day. The top people in the sport did the top shit talking.
Exactly.
Now it's like these niggas have like the least amount of sound bites.
Right, and the least amount of attention on them too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to show too when Jake Paul, when them numbers come out, and it's twice like, oh, he's 1 million plus again. Jeez, shocking. Then then you're actually going to hear, well, other fighters should be doing it too, or boxing's dead, and Jake Paul's selling, that type of shit. But it's like you want to say that, but you yourself, like, you're not pushing your sport forward. You're acting like you're too cool for school, and this nigga's getting paid. And he had no amateur career, none of that shit. He boxed because he decided he wanted to do it. You know what I mean? So
and that nigga cracked the code, and everybody hate me.
Yeah, cracked the code easy. Like he didn't have to go through nothing. He didn't have to. He wasn't a victim.
No game shark, no game genie.
No gym wars, none of that shit. Like
game genie. Wow.
That nigga dropped like a smash, like top 5 song. It's like he didn't get like no super producer, no
Exactly.
remix.
All he did was just he looked in, fucking Gaming Monthly and got himself the Contra code, nigga. So and bam, he was in the game. He has all these lives now.
Wow.
Oh man.
Yeah, but definitely, it's good to hear your boxing takes. But now we'll transition on to some other takes, some world takes. We haven't done a world issue in a hot minute though, but I definitely want to talk about, since there's two that happened like literally back to back. There's a lot of reckless people out there with guns who should be getting guns for no reason. Especially today, there was a guy who decided to open up at a FedEx facility in Indianapolis near the airport and killed 8 people.
Damn.
And wounded some more. And it turned out that that gunman was actually a former employee of that place. So
damn, what is this world coming to, where you can't even go to a FedEx building and fucking be safe?
Do you know how hard it is to get something in a FedEx building?
That's crazy.
Shit.
I know how hard it is to get a job at that motherfucker. So
That too.
I mean, he said. I would imagine with the security protocols, even as a former employee, like you shouldn't be able. Unless you just brazenly went up in the front entrance and started spraying people left and right. But it's just, which is a possibility. Which is a high possibility that's how it probably went down. But it's just like this country is just so unrested. You have all these mentally ill people that are getting all these guns and just able to just walk around brazenly like it's a thing to do and kill people. And then the coward himself, though, like even after he killed those people, like he killed himself.
Of course, because you're a fucking coward.
And it's crazy. Take yourself out by yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the funny thing,
people with you.
Yeah, and then the cops are like, there was no racially motivated violent extremist ideology that was identified, on why he did. They still don't know why he did it. The only thing that they said is like that he had like 2 past incident reports on there, and nothing that screamed like dude didn't like black people. Even though I took a look at the dude's picture, that the gunman, and he looked like a regular old opie that might have been picked on by black people. I'm not gonna lie to you. Dude still had acne on his face though, so he might have had some problems. So but yeah, it's just like between that and then New York too, there was a guy that was arrested in Times Square subway station for walking around with an AK-47 assault rifle. Like who does that? Like, why would you do that? Where
you at, nigga? Afghanistan?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's
Holy Bible assault rifles. He was just in that Pastor Troy. That's what it was. He was on that Pastor Troy. I felt okay. He was ready already. That dude was ready for Armageddon and Ragnarok, all types of shit.
Yeah, I'm saying. So it's just like
Infinity Wars.
Yeah, and this country this country is just so weird about gun control. It's like, they say, oh, we're gonna put some more controls into place so everyone, no one can get these guns. But we see this time and time again. It's not straight up because you see all these unstable incels motherfuckers out there that have a lot of emotional problems, maybe physical problems or whatever. They still get access to these, to these guns, and they go out and they start, spraying people and mowing people down with them. And then it's like, instead of like, and even more, what's more sad is not even like they put the blame on him, but they put the blame on the society made them do that. Or worse, the government will like, okay, you know what? It's the music that this guy listened to. So yeah, this guy, and they start condemning the artists who don't do a goddamn thing about who are involved with this shit. And it's just sad that there's so many mentally ill people out there getting access to these weapons. What the fuck is going on in the world today? Like,
right.
Like someone should not be able to go into a FedEx facility and spray people down, or go into a train station with an AK-47. Like, clearly there's a disconnect going on in this unstable world, especially in the U.S. today.
Gun battle, gun battle.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely nuts.
End of times, Revelations, nigga, read it. This is what's going on.
Yeah, no, you're right though, because I'm just like, I mean, I don't know what basically what needs to be done. Like, who they have to actually kill, to say, okay, that we need to change this. Like, we need to really lock this shit down. Like
hopefully not one of us, nigga. Shit, like,
yeah.
Word.
It's stupid though. It's just what I mean. Hey, they're gonna continue to do it. It's not going to change. It's just, I mean, we'll see it in the news. It will happen, and the only thing that we'll be wondering is why isn't, if the government doesn't kill himself, that why don't the cops take him in like in a condition to actually, why doesn't the cop kill him or whatever or anything like that, kill the gun person? So
you gotta have a complexion for the protection.
Yeah,
and it's crazy. This shit don't happen nowhere else but here. If you look at the news from overseas, this shit happens. If this shit happened over there in London, nigga, they shut down the whole city for a week. Niggas mourn, niggas do all types of shit. Like this is some everyday shit for us.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas be sensitized when every day you come to the news and it's like, oh, 12 niggas got killed. Oh, okay. Next day, 8 niggas got killed. Oh, okay. 6 niggas got shot up in a school parking lot.
We had
show
shootings.
Easter weekend, 6 niggas shot outside of the church. Like, come on, like, it's crazy. This shit don't happen nowhere else but here. It's a problem. Something we got to figure out the formula, nigga. Why don't they study some other countries where we'd be like, oh, nigga, there was 0 mass shooters here. Let me see what y'all gun laws is. Oh, y'all don't have none.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Those other countries don't have like access to guns for citizens.
Yeah.
But you want me to tell you what it is, though? Because the beginning, from the inception of this quote unquote country, this is what it's been built on. It's been built on just slaying us.
Well, look, this is what they do. They want these shits to go on so that people feel like they need these guns to protect themselves so that this shit don't happen to them. So it's like, oh, you always gonna have the argument. Niggas be like, oh, nigga, we don't need guns. And niggas be like, you see this shit going on in this world? Yes, we do need guns. Nigga, everybody need a gun. My little baby need a gun. It's a cycle. It's like, it's something you can't fix, really.
Yeah, and you can't fix it because it's in our Constitution, Second Amendment, the right to bear arms.
I think law enforcement should like stop having guns like that.
Yeah.
I don't think like law enforcement need guns unless you're talking about like SWAT team type shit. Like even like traffic cops. Does a traffic cop really need, a gun?
No, not really. No.
Like, do you even need people to be pulled over for tickets? Like, don't they have some automatic shit where they could just bill you later, like they do the turnpike?
Yeah.
And the only time you'll even see a cop if your ass miss like 3 payments or some shit, and one comes to your door and to arrest you or some shit. Like, I think you would have way less confrontations and deaths if you had shit like that in America now.
But even that gets tricky.
Yeah.
Because then they ain't gonna knock.
You're talking too much sense there, LB, bro. That was a whole bunch of sense,
Yeah, because I'm just trying to minimize like the altercations and the confrontations, like,
the people don't want to hear things that make sense. Now they want to hear like a reflex. They want to hear a reflex action, bro. They don't want to hear sense. You're saying.
When's the last time you seen a cop hit somebody with a baton? Like, is that like a 90s thing? Like, I remember growing up seeing like cops used to like throw their batons like motherfucking what's that dude from Mortal Kombat?
Striker.
Look, nigga.
Striker.
Yeah.
You look at a cop now.
It's like that was their fantasy.
Yeah.
Look,
big boss.
If you look at a cop now, check out their belt, nigga. They got the gun, and that's it. I see some cops with a gun, no taser, no baton, no flashlight, nigga. This nigga just ready to bear arms.
Yeah.
Blast the nigga.
You used to have like utility belts back in the day.
That nigga ain't got no flashlight, no pepper spray, no handcuffs. He just got a gun. I'm
no
like,
handcuffs. Yeah,
Like nigga, you just gonna shoot somebody.
like
That's all he had.
Like if this guy gets out of control with me, I'm just shooting him. Fuck all this paperwork.
Yeah.
Excuse me, mister, can you help my cat get out the tree? Like shit. Got this Glock 9.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Sir, my ball is stuck on the rooftop. I got this I got this AR. Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
I can stand on the other rooftop and clip it off. Like niggas just do anything to use their guns.
Yeah, anything. Just looking for it. Just give me a fucking reason. You know?
Oh, sir, my tire went over a nail. Could you help me? I got this 45. I could put a hole in your other tire. Like, sir, that's not helping anybody.
Put a hole in your other tire.
Yeah, I mean, it's really though. The whole situation is just sad too. It's just like the fact that these isolated incidents happen so close to each other. You know, it's just like, you know, what will it actually take for this shit to really be reformed? Like, get military grade weapons out of ordinary citizens' like hands, and cops, need to go through a whole bunch of police reform on their training. Like some of them really truly need it.
I don't do nothing. All these dudes, look, somebody's gonna have to. The key is to damn get at the police unions. Mm-hmm. They gotta sever that political tie between the politicians and the police unions. Because that's what's essentially running the physicality of this whole country.
You're right.
Like they got more power than damn army men now. Really?
Mm-hmm.
You seen what they did to that brother the other day in the truck? That sergeant.
Oh yeah, the sergeant that took upon himself to bully that young black man. Just for simply walking in the neighborhood. Just he wasn't minding his own business. He wasn't harassing nobody.
Yeah, fuck that guy. That shit made my blood boil. Like I was legitimately upset at that.
Yeah, I was like, cause like he wasn't bothering nobody. I was like, I mean, part of me I was like, to knock that guy out. Cause
if that was me, if that was me, and he kept doing that, and he followed me, it would have been uppercut season in real life.
Yeah, I love the plot.
He lived there, that kid.
And if that was somebody like you, Pat, motherfucker would have just walked the other way. He wouldn't have said shit.
Yeah, he probably would. I mean, unless he was brave. And
y'all niggas gotta be brave. You want to just run at a 6'4" nigga, like.
Pat talking his shit, yo. That nigga was like.
Pat sounded like Dark Side over here and shit.
I mean, if he got God with him.
And maybe the apostles. I think he Pat up here talking about like I think that nigga if he had God, a couple archangels, throwing some disciples.
Yeah, he might have got.
This nigga's gonna be like Jay-Z on the Jazzo disc over the Nori beat.
Yeah, but seriously, it's too many people that are just are just brave just for no fucking reason. Simply because they got some weapons or they think they got some sort of power, though. And if you're just tired of seeing this bullshit like in the news, like deaths and people being bullies for no reason. Like niggas can't even walk freely in neighborhoods or whatever, just minding their own business. It's just a fucked up world we live in, and these are world events. These are world events in the United States. Nothing. We get these type of news as much as we get information on COVID. That's how bad it is.
I'm gonna keep it real with that shit. Like that video also made me happy that I'm not I apologize in advance to anybody that's listening to this that's white. But sometimes I just be like, thank God I'm not living with the white folks no more because I don't have to deal with this shit. Like it just be different like that.
You right though. I mean, I do. I live in the boonies. I mean, I live around Asians and white people, so it's like, I mean, it was a possibility when I go take my sabbaticals around the neighborhood. That's a fancy word, sabbaticals around my neighborhood.
Nigga, like, everybody knows what a damn sabbatical is. You know, it ain't that fancy, my nigga.
Well, it's fancy around my shit. My own way shit. You know, so it could be.
Who out here gonna mess with Bigfoot? You see Bigfoot strolling around, you be like let that motherfucker go.
Nah, sometimes some people, you know, you never know. Somebody might get brave, you know, they might try to ask me my questions. Luckily, no one is to try to ask me, you know, what the hell are you doing here? None of that shit. You know, I think they just mostly they see me and they just go about their business, you know. But you know, but I'm not stupid enough to know that it could.
Look here, boy. What's your name? We don't take too. I reckon we don't take too kindly to your kind.
Yeah, you in the wrong neighborhood.
You won't be stupid.
You came to visit somebody over here, fella?
Rucker Park is that all of the ways. Oh, you looking for Sis Strong?
Like, there's a Popeyes about a couple miles away from here, nigga. I think you lost.
Oh man.
Oh, but the world is very messed up, man. It's just like, you know, you want to see positivity news, but when you see shit like this, it's just you just realize it's just sad that it's now we've pretty much internalized it. It's like, yeah, you know, it's expected. It's like, you know, that's how deep the shit is now. It's just like it's not like these are one of like, yeah, it's expected. You know, people, you know, there's some fucked up people in this world today on a high level, mentally ill people, and it's all gonna come to a head at some point. Something, you know, it's all gonna lead to something, and it's something that, you know, that people probably won't be able to recover. This country won't be able to recover from. That's what I just feel.
Word.
Yeah, no, but let me transition to our final topic of the night, and one that obviously that hit everyone, you know, in a different way. You know, the unfortunate passing of Earl Simmons, professionally known as DMX, Darkman X. You know, it's you know, he passed away from complications of what looks like a heart attack or so, you know, at the age of 50. And you know, came as a blow, you know, because obviously, you know, DMX was the ultimate underdog that people wanted to see win, and he did win. The man was a true winner in the rap game and in other forms of media, man. So, you know, it was a shock because everyone was like, you know, you want him to pull through, and you know, and even then, like, it still hasn't processed. I know for me, I know that he's actually gone. You know, because he's been so much for like the last 20 something years or so. So, Keith, man. So, tell first of all with DMX, what were your first impressions of DMX when he came out, or when you've actually heard of him?
Oh man, shoot! When I first heard him, I already knew that he was special. You know, he just took he basically took the shine from other dope MCs and he made it sound easy, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what I remember from DMX, you know, that he just it was flawless. Like, his mic presence is one of the best that I've ever heard, you know.
Absolute facts. Like, I mean, you can like that. I mean, that dude's like, you know, if he was on your joint in his prime, you know, you have to let that dude go last, because no one's gonna fucking listen to you after he spat his 8 or 16 or whatever.
After, honestly, anytime I listen to 4321 after DMX, I just shut it off.
Damn! Wow. I mean, I ain't do all that, but
yeah, sometimes I gotta be in a mood to stay and listen to the LL part. Sometimes afterwards, I'm just like, okay, I'm done playing. Let me just play the next song.
The LL snapped over that shit, but I feel you, because I love DMX verse on that.
Yeah, I mean, because first of all, it was dark and it was different from the other ones. Like, you know, like, I mean, he was just flowing different from what Meth and Redwood did before, because they went before him, you know, and even Cannabis too. You know,
yeah, they had bars, but it's like X had that just whole that style. Like even this part of the video was just it just grabbed your attention. Like the bars weren't mind blowing or anything. It was dope, but it was just the overall. It was like a werewolf just jumped on and just started attacking you, and you're like, oh, what the fuck? Like,
Yep.
and it's just like two other niggas hit you, but they were just regular dudes. But
right.
I mean, personally, my favorite on that song, my favorite is versus Cannabis, but DMX is just right there with it, like 1A and 1B.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, mine was reversed. Like,
yeah,
I had DMX then Cannabis.
What? What'd you say?
No, I said mine was reversed. I had DMX then Cannabis.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
I think it's like Redman and LL. Because Redman snapped on that shit.
He did. You know, and honestly, Master P should have never been on anything on that.
I don't acknowledge Master P.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
He was hot that year. So,
yeah,
they did that.
Why.
They did that to push the record to the South. So they could sneak it there, you know?
Yeah,
it was like so unnecessary.
Yeah, Master P was on a lot of joints he shouldn't have not been on at his peak. But that's a whole different discussion.
But then sometimes he came like a package deal with like Silk.
So yeah.
And that's when you know you made it though. When you like a package deal. The word. I can't even hate on that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, but hey, I mean, he's a hustler, you know. He should have never been on that track with niggas that would just rip that shit. But between that DMX appearance on that, and of course, that and Get At Me Dog, that's the single that really blew him up. You know, I mean, Get At Me Dog was, my memory of Get At Me Dog. I think I mentioned this before. Like, we had a high school rally and they played that shit, and it was the explicit version because this is back in the day. They used to have explicit version and clean version, and they had the singles too. They had the maxi singles. You got that shit. You got the instrumental. You got some other B side on there. Shit was dope. So they got in there, and you had a whole bunch. You had the whole gym rocking, saying that shit like you niggas want to be killers. Get at me, dog. Like the whole shit was this shit was rocking. And then the teachers were just trying to figure out, like, yo, it was like, what is this? Like, what are the kids talking about? What are they singing? I know a couple of the guys got suspended over that shit too because it was explicit version. You can't. There's certain things you can't really be playing out loud like that in school. But DMX. But if you ever see the video for that video was just pure hype. Like it was just like, and it was what was needed at the time because I mentioned before. Like I always have love for. It's Dark and Hell It's Hot, the debut, because it killed the shiny suit era, like dead.
See, to me, I can't I was let me put it out there. I was young, so I was a kid, but see, I don't like the song. I always remember that introduced me to DMX was Rough Riders Anthem. So like when that shit came out, like I don't care how old you was, adults, kids, everybody was singing the chorus. Stop, drop, shut him down.
That was a song that took him to the top, though.
Yeah, that took him to the
another
top.
level.
Yeah. I always remember I would get in trouble because, like I said, I was a kid. I was in school. I remember like they would do the remember kids. What do you do when you catch on if you catch on fire?
Yeah.
Stop, drop, roll. And every time they'd be like, what do you do when you catch on fire? Stop. Drop and then me shut him down. I would do that every time, and like the teacher would get so mad at me.
And the funny thing about that song too is it was the song that DMX didn't even want to record.
Yeah,
he wasn't feeling the beat. He wasn't feeling the energy because he thought it wasn't hard enough. And because compared to the other songs on his debut, you can see why he probably thought that.
Yeah, with the tempo, I could feel it because. Like Pat, like that nigga came off the Survival of the Illest tour.
Yes.
That whole Get At Me Dog was like the vibe. Like that shit, like y'all niggas don't know when that shit dropped.
Yeah.
That's gotta be easily one of the hardest singles dropped. In the video, you niggas wanna be killers, get at me, dog.
Yeah, seriously, yeah, because like I said, you hate to see the Puffy because the Puffy era was annoying because it seems like because Puffy's nonsense reached to where you had other rappers like let's say KRS-One, his only gold album came because of a Puffy single on there, or
Mike Geronimo.
That shit pissed me off even more. Mike Geronimo getting jiggy, talking about nothing to move but the money. Always makes me clench my fist because I was like, yo, this is a nigga that used to say, I keeps it on real, I keeps it on the play, the master I see enters now in your brain, shit like that. And he's talking about that shit. And he's dancing around fucking jiggy and shit. I was like, yo, this shit is not right.
I mean, I liked some of the shiny suits.
Some of it was dope. A small portion.
But some of it was just because everyone thought they had to be like Puffy. Like even Jay-Z had his Puffy.
See, that was the whole problem. Yeah, I thought Sunshine was dope. Yeah, I don't care what
Sunshine is dope.
Sunshine was dope.
It's the video for me.
Yeah, the video was jokes, but the song was actually dope. But it was just like the Puffy it wasn't just limited to Puffy. Everyone was trying to do it because Puffy was sold like went 8 times platinum, shit like that.
I mean, it shows you how music is because every time the one nigga that gets hot, he control like what gets put out. Like you see it in boxing, like the elites kind of set the precedence for everything.
The standard,
and Puff, he was in the precedence with that shit, and then X came in there and just was like, "Hold on, nigga, back to the motherfucking streets."
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he flipped that upside down. What's the murder said? What did Mace say? I was murder. P. D named him pretty.
Yeah.
Yo, the murder Mace.
Because Mace was Children of the Corn, Big L, Cameron, spitting. You know what I'm saying?
And speaking of Mace was on the debut too. I mean, Mace. This was one of the few examples of Mace. Being original murder Mace. On Niggas Done Started Something. And I lost my fucking mind when I heard that song the first time. I mean, this is after all the grimy shit, like. Stop being greedy and all that, Damien, all that other shit.
But remember, he was like DMX was on Mace's album like twice too, though.
Yeah, he was 24 hours, right? Too, yeah.
And you gonna bring him out? Call him uptown, baby.
Yeah.
Niggas bring him out. We gonna start wars. Niggas run them out. We gonna break jaws. Niggas run them out. We gonna take yours, Harlem World up. Yeah, take yours. Yeah. I think he was just doing the chorus. Like, DMX was killing like every feature. Like there was a time it was Nori, DMX, and Pun that was killing every feature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, his features were. I mean, he was killing like Brandon. Even that fucking one of my favorite features was Jail Felony. What you gonna do? Like that shit with him and Method Man too. Like, I mean,
that's a name I haven't heard in forever. Jail Felony.
Yeah. And that was some West.
Oh, that song though. I could give it to yo X. That's like my favorite X verse.
What? Yeah, I love that shit. Like, and DMX, kicked the fucking quotable on that shit.
Good God, that nigga killed that. I got a wicked floor about to kick you, yo, feel the pressure, snatch your ass up, show you to the dresser. Niggas hit me with these bitch shit. Then what? I
think that bullshit up.
They go nuts. Damn, DMX killed the motherfucker off that track.
Yeah, and even the summer joint too. Like, and the funny thing is too, you think it was such a hardcore album, so like that you wouldn't have a joint for the shorties. But how's it going down? Had the chicks open,
classic,
classic track. Open like the shit was a rap after that. Like honestly, like I mean, most people like to say, Jay kind of ran that year, but DMX was right there with him. Like,
no, DMX had that year. I'm sorry. Like
I'm not saying. Yeah, no, that was DMX. Yeah. Like, they were neck at it. Like, there wasn't no Jay the dominant. Like, DMX was right there with him with everything.
Because it's like DMX had it as soon as the damn It's like he had the better chick record for that year. And then he had the streets the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Jay just had the clubs the whole time, but as soon as DMX came out with that fucking Rough Riders anthem, nigga, it was over.
Yeah, it was a rap. Yeah, it was a pure rap. Right.
That song just transcended everything. Like, mind your business, lady.
Yeah, and DMX, he went like four times plat or some shit like that with that album. So Def Jam was like, you know what? you know what, we'll pay you another $1 million if you can put out another album within the next 12 months and you know goes platinum and it's like #1. That's how big that album got. It's Dark and Hell It's Hot because it was such a beast. So you know he put out Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. Went 3 times plat. It opened up at #1. So you know had Slippin' on there. That was the big single off there. You know, and although I mean most people think the second album was a slight drop off from It's Dark and Hell It's Hot.
Man, I mean, the fuck, like when you're going from It's Dark and Hell Is Hot, which is a top 10 in my mind, a top 5 hip hop album. I mean, it's gonna be a slight drop off, but the fuck, it's still a dope ass album. Come on now.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, you know what I'm saying?
Of course, no one ever said it wasn't dope. Like everyone said it was dope, but a lot of people, the thing was, it was just not as good as Dark as Hell Is Hot. That was a major theme for that album, you know, as far as like criticism. But no one hated that album. Everybody still said it was dope. But remember, like, you coming off a classic. Actually, that album got more love as a sophomore album than a lot of people's sophomore album.
That's also true too, because I think, I mean, Flesh of Flesh, like it benefited from the stimulus from the debut album. So
yeah,
like
them shits ran together. Like it's remembered a lot better than damn Dogfather, and that was a dope album too. Shit.
Or that hard compilation that Dre put out.
Oh, that doesn't exist. We don't acknowledge that.
Aftermath one, been there, done that shit. Hey, Rome, since you the young cat here, so what were your initial thoughts of DMX, man, when he came out, man, or when you actually heard him, I should say?
I believe Rough Rider Anthems was probably the first time I heard that nigga too, but I didn't know what I was hearing because when this nigga was out, I was probably like 7 years old, but I still knew the song. Every time that bitch came on the radio, I was singing that shit.
Wait a minute.
So
There's
that's
no
how
way
I was introduced to DMX. But I really started listening to, because Spotify, all that shit is new.
Right.
So it gives young niggas a chance to go back and learn their history. So I forgot we was having a top 50 debate, me and Shutterwords, and he kept, because I don't know about DMX. I'm not from that age, nigga. 98, I was 3 years old. You feel me?
Word, yeah, of course. That's why I wanted to hear how you actually, came to actually know of DMX and shit that he's. So it's good to get that perspective.
So I always be asking Shutterworth, nigga, put me on an album, put me on an old album, put me on a whole album, the wrong review shit.
Mm-hmm.
And this nigga was like, "Oh, have you ever heard DMX albums?" I was like, "No, I haven't." Nigga, I probably heard like a single or two, but I haven't heard a full project. And when I heard it, I was honestly amazed. It was like the best. I don't know how y'all niggas feel, but can you imagine hearing that album for the first time like 2 years ago type shit? Like, it's like that music is so timeless. I felt like I was opening a gift just listening to that for the first time, hearing all that shit for the first time.
But that's the thing, like, I never stopped listening to DMX first album.
But look, on Spotify, they have the sophomore album as the first album.
Yeah,
so when I heard, so when I listened to his albums, I listened to that one first, and I thought that album was better than It's Dark and Hell Is Hot.
What?
That's an interesting opinion. That's good. That's an interesting opinion. His is unique. It depends. Like if you got exposed to that album before.
That outro is crazy. Did you hear the outro on that, nigga?
Yeah.
What was that with Mason now?
Yeah, Ready to Meet Him. Yeah.
Nigga started some.
That's Dark.
Yeah, nigga, like, come on. I feel like that album was way harder. I don't know. I feel like it fucked me up because I listened to the album thinking that it was his first album.
No,
so
bro, you said, bro.
When it starts, and he's like, my Ziggy, those is my dogs. I'm like, okay.
It's Dark and Hell Is Hot.
I didn't know. Yeah,
dude,
and I was
that's
like,
Dark and Hell Is Hot.
Crazy debut.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, how you keep mixing up the album?
I'm getting confused because I'm like, wait, he mixing up the albums. I'm like, no, it's Dark and Hell is Hot.
No,
That's the first album.
I don't know. The one with the white.
If you're talking about the outro,
the one with the white album with the blood on it, that's Flesh of My Flesh.
Right.
Yeah, that's my shit.
But yeah, I mean the outro on It's Fucking Hell is Hot is after niggas done start something where the nigga just absolutely blacks out after spinning a goddamn quotable. So I mean, there was nothing positive about that outro. That was just like Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
He killed that damn We Be Clubbing remix too.
Yes, probably after the post 97 though, yeah, he did. There was a video for that shit. That was also random as fuck too.
Yeah.
DMX could do no wrong with his features, man. And yeah, that second album, the second album had like more. I mean, it had like Locks was all over that shit. Mary J was on there, and the only difference was the second album had. And I can see how you probably like that album more because it has Swift production all over that shit.
Oh, it had all types of features, and I was like, damn, this nigga had all these niggas for his first album. This nigga had Jay-Z, The Locks, Mary J. Blige. I'm like, damn, this shit hard.
Yeah, I mean, even Marilyn Manson on that second album. Yeah, whereas as Dark as Hell is Hot just had just Locks and
Drag On and like the Rough Rider dude.
Yeah, the Rough Rider.
This is for my dogs. This is for my dogs.
No, if anything, the production on Flesh of My Flesh is kind of turned. Oh, that shit aged badly. Like,
yeah, I think that's like the big in the album. I mean, I ran that back. The album is still cool, but yeah, it shouldn't. Swiss should have never been
them cheap Casio beats. Like, nah, fuck out of here.
But the thing with DMX though, even with the weak production that Swiss that he made that shit better.
Yeah,
and Swiss owes his career to that dude. Like am I lying though?
That and banned from TV.
Yeah.
Damn, imagine DMX being on banned from TV? My goodness.
That shit might have actually been banned from TV on TV.
Nah, what? The Locks, Nature, Pun, X, get the fuck banned from TV. That's it, no.
Yeah, and let's say
crazy.
Yeah, and then in DMX, the momentum continued, and then he dropped, and there was X, third album, and that's his highest album. That shit went 5 times plat.
That shit was everywhere.
That shit was everywhere. Imagine a song like "Party Up" actually becoming a actual party song. Like,
yes.
Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Like, of all the songs of all the singles, like that's the one song I never understood how that became so fucking big.
Because of the beat and the catchy fucking y'all gonna make me lose my like. I can understand why.
That shit was dope. Like that shit was never trash. Like,
it was never trash enough. But I just can't understand how because it's the weirdest songs that cross over sometimes. This one crossed the fuck over. It's like, yo, there's a whole bunch of grimy talk on this shit, but y'all just hear that hook.
That's exactly why it crossed over.
Because this is the thing that just goes to show you like how bad rap has gotten. Because before you could do a hook and the hook could be so clean and great, that's what sell the song, but you can still do your rap thing. But now niggas don't even do the rap thing. You're not gonna get no 3 verses. You barely get 2. You get 1 verse, 3 bridges, and a chorus.
Yeah.
And a side hook.
You said a side hook.
and that whole album was big. What's My Name? That shit was everywhere. What These Bitches Want with Cisco? That shit was every fucking where. It was like, and there was a whole bunch of dope shit on that album. Like, I mean,
What's My Name was the song that my dad played for me every day before practice or a game to get me amped up, and it worked.
That's what it is. That dude could do absolutely no wrong. Every single fucking hit, like, dude definitely ran. And the funny thing is too is like that shit was nominated for a Grammy. I think it lost out to Eminem. Especially Party Up lost to fucking My Name, not Slice. Real Slick.
Real Slick. Oh God.
Yeah.
Trash.
DMX. DMX was something else. Like, I mean, you cannot stop this dude. And then from there, DMX obviously branched out into the movies. I mean, we all know of Belly. Belly's, I mean, consider who you talk to, Belly's classic, a hood classic.
Oh, it's definitely a hood classic. Fuck all that.
Yeah,
classic.
Yeah, you could call it a hood classic. I'm not gonna call it no classic though. I'm sorry.
I mean, then you had Romeo Must Die, Exit Wounds,
Cradle to the Grave.
Yeah,
It Never Die Alone.
Never
Die Alone. Remember that one? Never Die Alone.
Never Die Alone.
Classic.
How y'all gonna call Belly a hood classic? I feel like it's classic.
Shut the fuck up.
Nah, it's not. It's not.
No
Nah.
classic.
That acting by Nas takes down anything like that. That drops it down from classic.
And the overall movie just not really having a dope ending. Like, nah.
All right, hold on. What's more classic? Belly and State Property.
This is state property.
What?
I thought it was the paid
I thought you was gonna say Shatas. I'm like,
no. Belly's more of a classic than State Property. State Property is just a whole bunch of fuckery. And
State
there
Property
was bad acting in that. There was some legit bad acting in the State Property shit.
I mean, you're gonna say State Property, you could say fucking Hot Boys at this point. Like,
I'm saying, right?
The fuck? State Property
Was a classic.
Yeah,
that was a classic movie.
Yeah,
part 2 was dope.
No.
Part 1 with Jay-Z non-acting ass.
Yeah, no, Jay-Z couldn't act for shit in that one.
oh hell no, his acting was garbage.
Yeah, but even with Belly too, like, I mean, what was classic from Belly was the damn soundtrack though. The Belly soundtrack was classic.
Belly had a classic soundtrack, and it has classic quotables and scenes.
Cinematography, right?
I'm still laughing at State Property being any type of classic.
Soundtrack was dope.
I was gonna say, if State Property is a classic, then fucking I Got the Hookup is a super classic.
Hold on, I Got the Hookup is like a funny ass fucking hood classic though. Like State Property not even hood classic.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
but no, but the Belly soundtrack was so fucking beast. Like there was some
grand finale.
Yeah, grand finale. Tommy's theme, pregame. Devil
Comes the Boom.
Yep. Got all that shit. The Militia remix with Rakim and Dub C on there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Crew Love. That shit had heat.
Crew Love was dope. Yeah.
That shit had some real heat on that fucking. I'm gonna have to run that shit.
That fucking
back.
Tommy's theme was classic though. Like Sheik and Luke snapped on that fucking Tommy's theme.
It wasn't even a Made Men song anymore. It was fucking like after Sheik's. Honestly, I feel like after I hear Sheik shit, I turn the shit off.
Yeah, I turned it off after Sheik verse. Like after Sheik snapped that shit, man.
Yeah.
Instead of calisthenics, you gonna be pushing up Daisy. See, crazy. Like when you say that, like crazy, like.
DMX could do absolutely no fucking wrong, like the movies, like, and he was a natural actor too. Like, honestly, the funniest too was like Hype Williams did an interview. They said if DMX didn't take that role, it would have been Jay's role.
Oh God,
this shit would have flopped. Like,
that shit would have been so bad.
There's like no chemistry between Jay-Z and Nas.
Yeah, not even in the 3 songs that they did together. Like, not one.
Jay-Z barely got chemistry with Beyonce.
Wow.
I mean, it's facts though. I mean, I heard more chemistry with Emil than I heard with Beyonce. Like,
for real, like him and Bleak got more chemistry. Him and Beans got more chemistry.
Ouch. That's crazy.
But DMX though, was just because at his peak. I mean, dude was just. I mean, of course, we all know DMX because with someone with DMX who's as real as they come. Sometimes there's certain things that he did that some people can't handle. So yes, he obviously he got into a lot of trouble. He was he had his legal issues and stuff like that. And I think that's where he started. It was a slow decline for him. Like, I mean, he still put out
5 number 1 albums. The fuck, like,
Yeah,
no, but after the
he's
third
gonna last
album,
forever.
And he came close to a 6th #1 album. His Year of the Dog would hit #2. It came real close to hitting #1.
Yeah, he came very close to that one. But you can hear that there was a slight. It was starting to decline a little bit. Like the Great Depression, had joints on there too. But you can, but you can tell.
Great Depression actually, like I was listening to it earlier. Great Depression actually holds up really well, better than I thought it would.
Yeah. Pass me that tree to mow.
Oh yeah,
about to blow.
I mean, he started the anthems though. Rewrite Here, Who We Be. He started the anthems though. For
Bloodline Anthem. That shit went hard. It just.
I say, well, so let's switch it up a little bit. Let's ask everybody who they favorite DMX song or they top 3 or they verse. I'll start with Keith. What's your favorite DMX song, and then what's your favorite DMX feature?
Well, I think my favorite DMX song that I run back to is that X is coming for you, can't do nothing for you. That's like my favorite one because that was the one that always got me hyped. And then for feature, it would have to be Money, Power, Respect.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
so that's my thing.
I can feel that word.
Pat.
For me, his verse, my favorite verse from him was definitely "Niggas Done Started Something." I love that verse. There's something about because that's like the purest example of someone just blacking the fuck out on a track, and that nigga had heavyweights on that track with him.
Wow, that shit, I get that shit. Like it was. Nigga force. If I can do it. What you heard?
I got an army of 730 niggas, 30 niggas that come through and worry niggas, 30 niggas that like to bury niggas, that type of shit. I was just like, what is this? This nigga is snapping. I was just
I got a question for you, Pat.
Mm-hmm.
Who blacked out harder? DMX on Niggas Done Started Something, or Prodigy on the second on the second Hell on Earth verse?
I'm gonna go with Prodigy just by a little bit, only by a little.
Ooh, nah, I can't. Ooh, that's close though.
Yeah, it's close though. Wow, you got that's a good one. But my
I think X got him just off the delivery though. You can't deny that fucking verse, and Prodigy snapped. Prodigy snapped on that fucking verse though.
It might be one of those things that you might listen to a couple of times, 10 times, just okay, you know what, who snapped better, but that's a good comparison. But my favorite feature from DMX, and I always mention this, I think it's underrated too, was his feature on Sincerity with Nas and Mary J. Blige. It was the hidden track on the Belly soundtrack, and it was simple too. It was maybe not even 6 bars or whatever. But I thought I thought it was just simple to the point. I was like, yo, this nigga really that was it. And then Nas got 2 verses and shit like that. But there was something about what he expounded that just had me okay, this is dope, And I always have love. I always have love for that feature, even among the great features that he had. So, but yeah, I definitely wanted to bring up this the Sincerity feature.
Y'all remember that feature he had with Monica though?
You don't gotta go home tonight.
Yeah,
that's actually his. I mean, that's a joint song. I don't even consider that a feature because it's a joint song because it was on Monica's album and DMX's album. It was on Grand Champ too.
That shit went hard.
Yeah. It was.
Yo, I have not listened to Grand Champ in a minute.
Grand Champ hits. Shot Down is still one of my favorites. You don't live that. You shouldn't say that because what comes out.
Yo, there's 25 tracks on that shit too. It's that's a long ass album. I know. I need to.
But it hits.
They got a No Limit album. So Pilot. So what's your I guess your favorite DMX song and your favorite DMX feature?
Favorite song is I Can Feel It. No doubt, I Can Feel It off. Stuck in Hell is Hot.
Oh wow, that's my worst DMX song. Damn. That's crazy.
That's how great. I mean, that's how great he is. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
True.
Up, I can feel. It's a deep song. I don't know. I mean, I like the sample, you know, the feel call, whatever. But I'm probably gonna rock with 24 Hours to Live.
Yeah, you know, and it's one of the ones I think Puffy was was adamant, like, you know, X, you know, you have to keep this shit a little clean, like you can't be going too left
as much as you can.
Yeah, that's true. Because, you know, Puff, Puff, like, you know, it's like, you know, one of that sensitive thugs with hugs type of shit, you know. So it was like,
DMX ended up having like one of the best verses on that song too. Like he blacked out on that. Like
he did,
and everybody did too. Because Jada went on there and blacked her up.
Although Jada's verse always makes me laugh. Like
the carefree shit that nigga was doing.
If I had 24 hours to kick the bucket, fuck it, I'd probably eat some fried chicken. Like you can say it's some basic shit.
I had 24 hours to live. I go to Walmart, play the lotto,
pop shots at Paul Blart.
I remember the Video Classic though. My pops used to love that shit.
Yeah, that's clear. I remember buying that single. I mean, well, I think with Mace, you know, because copping all them singles with Mace, and that was one of the extra joints on there. And I was like, oh, this shit's kind of hard because I think I bought it for you know, either Bad Boy or one of those Mace joints, you know.
Yeah, honestly, that's the song that made me actually get the Mace album, because I wasn't really rocking with some of the shit on that Mace album. But 24 Hours to Live was the
that
one.
Mace album was hard, but yeah, that was
I fucked with the Mace album.
Dope songs.
Harlem was that's a hood classic.
You know, I that's the reason why I had to get, because I like that song too much. But yeah, it's just like LB, did you mention yours?
Oh, not wrong. He was next. Top 5.
Oh, my favorite feature is probably the Niggas That Started Something. That's my shit.
Mm-hmm.
And my favorite song is Damien. I just love the concept.
Yeah,
it was just such a raw song. It's like a song you gotta just keep playing.
Yeah.
I don't know, I like when he changed his voice to sound like different niggas. Like he'll be him on the song and he'll sound like 3 different niggas.
Yeah,
dope. Niggas used to think that was Jermaine Dupri. Oh, Damien.
Right.
A lot of niggas legit used to think that shit.
Yo, those Damien joints used to be like, I mean, those were some dark joints. Like even for, they were incredibly dark. You know, they don't have
probably my favorite.
I don't know which one I like more, the first one or the second, because the Omen one goes hard.
And the Omen is raw as fuck too, but I like Damien more.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, the first one, Damien's always the best one to me.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're both really, really dope in their own right. Just the approach to it is different, but I fucks with both approaches. Yeah,
I feel like one's a classic and the other one's a very good song.
Motherfucker had Marilyn Manson on his shit.
Yeah.
And that shit worked too.
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, because X, I mean, as like he said before, X's mic presence was ridiculous. Like, I mean, dude commanded the mic. Like, I mean, there are all-time great rappers that didn't command the mic like he did. I mean, obviously, we've all seen the clip of him at Woodstock, or if you watched it back in the day, because it was on pay-per-view like nonstop, you know, back in '99. And you see X controlling the
horizon of people.
Yeah, half the fucking world.
Yeah. And white people were mosh pitting all that shit. They were wilding out to that shit, you know. And that's when you knew like that was a special dude on the mic, because he had no hype man, none of that shit. Like that was just all him doing that.
That's how you do it. Shit. But as far as me, I would say the feature, my favorite DMX feature, it's an underrated one. But I feel like they don't get talked about is off that Turf Talk or Turf Story soundtrack. It was off the West Coast. It's a song. It's called "Ride or Die" with him, Yuckmouth, and Drag On. And that shit is crazy. Like I think it's a Drag On song, but it's like X gets 2 verses, Yuckmouth gets 2 verses. And Drag On just get like 1. Like they sandwich that nigga in the middle somehow.
Probably because you probably didn't write enough heat for those 2. So there's like, yeah, like we you could be on here, but bro, you gotta like, you know,
Yeah, they little brother them on that shit, but his shit wasn't weak. Like he still held it down, but like the whole like we ride side to side, right back to back, and woof to back. Holy God, like it's like y'all can snap on that shit. Like their voices are like so powerful, like
right.
it's so distinct. Like I would say he would have made like some more collabs or like some DMX MOP or some shit.
Right. Yeah.
But that's for like the feature, like, and that's a tie with that J.O. Felony. Like I don't know when DMX get on the West Coast joints, he like just goes crazy on them shits. Like there's like a difference.
Yeah, the funny thing is too is like DMX is not. I mean, he's probably one of the few that didn't really have any really big time producers outside of Swiss. Like I mean, you didn't hear him on no Primo shit or Neptune shit in his prime, or even he wasn't a lot of like known producers like that. Like he had a set producer. He might actually want to be one of the rare rappers in that aspect to do that, especially from his era.
With his style,
Swizz and Dame were his guy. And I wish he used Dame more after his Dark and Hell is Hot, because Dame Grease's production helped make that album. I couldn't imagine It's Dark and Hell is Hot being
no producer. Yeah,
I couldn't imagine It's Dark and Hell is Hot being as good as it was without Dame's production. Like if it was all Swizz,
he had the best beats on there. Like PK Killer.
Yeah, PK him. Yeah, Dame and PK were.
And PK had some dope joints on there, but like Dame, nah. Like think about it. Remember, if you ever heard and I'll say this before my last choice, my top the Live from Lennox album from Dame Grease.
Yo, I've actually never heard that one.
Wow, yo, it's hard to find, but Dame Grease got like a compilation called Live on Lennox, and it's like the hot ones. They got DMX, Cameron, like everybody on that shit. Like
I remember that.
I remember the Cameron and DMX joint. I remember that one.
He got some fire beats on that album. Did that Cam song, you know what's wrong with you? Does this chain look long to you? Crew look strong to you? You mad I won't do a song with you? Give me your chain. It no longer belong to you. That DMX just snapped away. It's like, yeah, that's one of those albums that's real slipped on. But as far as favorite DMX song, it's probably gotta be Stop Being Greedy.
Yeah, Stop Being Greedy was
or the intro. Like those, either that or the intro. Those who I listen to the most.
Yeah, and then speaking of the intro too, I mean, obviously DMX music crossed over into the sports world now. I mean, intro in boxing, because Mike Tyson came into that shit for the Botha fight, intro shit, and that shit was iconic too, And then you can tell DMX music definitely made a mark there, because now it was like, I mean, at least since he's came out, like you always would hear a sports event playing his song, like his songs got you hype. Like NFL plays songs all the time. X Gonna Give It to You. They used to be all over the fucking shit in the NFL when it came out, especially with the Eagles too. So that's for sure. DMX songs. Like I mean, they had a place for everything at any given time, and his songs aged well too. Like I mean, production. Like I mean, his songs. I mean. Like no one, honestly, you cannot get tired of a DMX song. I haven't gotten tired of one. Like if I don't listen to him and I just all of a sudden it came back, I'm like, oh, shit is still dope. Like
that's the thing. Like a lot of people started playing his music again when he got into the hospital, but I never stopped listening to that nigga music. Like he's just one of those people that
never stopped and never will.
He was always in the rotation, like DMX, Pac. Like niggas like that, Soulja Slim, like there's certain niggas that they never Cube, they never fall out the rotation, just never. Like no matter who.
Yeah, and that's why it was good that that X definitely got his flowers, especially when he made that guest appearance on the Loxley's album About Shit. It was definitely good to actually hear him on something like that, and then the video too.
Yeah.
And then even more
him having actually, I think the best verse on that too, or like he held it down on that shit was like nice too.
Yep.
Because I do remember him having like the standout verse. I'm like, damn, like
There's just
Why he sounded better than these niggas?
Yep, there's just too many features you could pick from him. Like that's why when you ask him this, like it's so fucking hard.
Yeah, and even better too was just that he really got his flowers during the versus battle with Snoop. By far,
great. Yeah,
I think everyone can agree that's probably the best versus that's happened so
far. Top three.
Oh,
top two.
My favorite, probably. It's probably my favorite.
Yeah, it's definitely my favorite because I know the funny thing is people were fronting like that DMX didn't have
couldn't keep up with Snoop, right?
Fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
No, people thought that though.
Yeah, and they're idiots. Fuck out of here.
Nigga Rome's speeding.
They got Meth and Red this 420 actually. I think Meth and Red.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hard act to follow though.
It's gonna be like the Ghostface one.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I'm waiting for my verses.
But I'm happy at least the verses because you got to see first of all it showed both DMX and Snoop both vibing to each other's records and shit like that. Then they were entertaining as fuck too, and then even some freestyling at the end. And the funny thing too about honestly the big thing about the verses thing was the fact that DMX still didn't shy away from what people are now trying to cancel him over, because everyone knows.
Oh, fuck all that. Last time I heard y'all niggas was having sex with the same sex.
Yeah, that shit, where the hood at, what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was like, they play.
How you gonna explain fucking a man? Even if we squash the beef, I ain't touching your hand. Fuck out of here. Look at that shit. I
was like, they played the Problematic anthem. I was like, oh shit. And then after when they were freestyling, this nigga started dropping saying faggot this, faggot that. I was like, this DMX, DMX, he really does not give a fuck.
That's our DMX.
And it's sad too because I know when he passed, there was a little movement going on trying to cancel him because white people was like, whoa,
fuck them. They way too late. You can't cancel that. Fuck that.
People were like, well, why are people mourning DMX? And they're not mourning
because we want to. Shut up, faggot.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then of course you see the outrage. It's like, wait a minute,
mind your business, lady.
Yeah.
You can't cancel DMX. DMX. He is who he is. He's not the only one. Eminem has said probably worse. This shit. No one trying to cancel him.
The reason why I asked y'all y'all favorite songs and features, so if anyone out there listening, they'll be like, okay,
nobody asked me though.
We didn't ask you.
No, you didn't ask me.
Damn, nigga, my bad. I'm sorry. I thought we did. There's like six motherfuckers in here.
Oh yeah, and you forget me. Yeah, okay, whatever. Fuck.
All right, King P. You know what? You get an extra category for that. Okay, we'll
it's all good. It's all good. I'm fucking with you. But for me,
what's the favorite song, feature, and the posse cut?
My favorite song is actually an underrated one on It's Dark and Hell is Hot, and that's Look Through My Eyes. That shit went hard, and it's so introspective, and you could feel that shit. And
that's a good one.
Yeah, exactly. And that third verse, he's like, take away. Hey, now I'm supposed to love the one that cursed me, the one that wouldn't give me a cup of water when I was thirsty. That shit always just hits me. If you never met me, then you no right to judge me. Got a good heart, but this heart could get ugly. You just feel it in your soul when he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many songs I could pick, but that one just hits. That one's definitely my favorite. But there's so many I could pick from. But if I had to pick one, it'd be that one. As far as once again features, so many to pick from. But I'll give you a one. I'll give one of my top DMX features that nobody mentioned, that I always play all the time, and that's from Streets is Watching, Murdergram.
Good one.
I'm a cruddy nigga, gonna raw dog dirty bitches, and if I get burnt, I give that shit to 30 bitches. You say you know me like me, but guess again, Poppy. I might smile up in your face, but I ain't your friend, Poppy. Jump out the 1500 like running. Niggas don't want it. Get it when I'm blunted.
Damn, I thought Jay-Z had the best verse on that.
Him, I fucks with X's verse on that one, like, because he just goes in. And the other one, it's murder. I leave you red like fox. Ain't nothing funny about that. I see you up in the corner. I ain't coming about that. Like with X, Ja, and fucking Jay. Oh my god, like, he kills those verses.
Yeah, that group, honestly, I understand what Irv meant when them niggas never dropped the album, because X was like bodying them on most of those tracks.
Yeah, Ja was just like the third string, like just like
because Ja wasn't really.
Ja, no, Ja was. I forget that Ja is there sometimes.
Yeah, I feel like Jay kept up, but I'm a Jay fan, so.
Yeah,
Jay had I liked Jay's the most on It's Murder, but I liked X's the most on Murdergram. And both times Ja's just there. Like they carry that motherfucker. Right?
Yeah, and honestly though, there was probably millions left on the table for them not actually putting out an actual group album at their peak. All three of them. And it's because Jay-Z and DMX had a very complicated relationship, so it's like
and DMX and Ja, they
eventually
they had their falling out.
And Jay-Z and Irv. Yeah, like they could have made a whole lot of classic music, and the shit that they did, when all three of them were on there,
but it's the ego, man. Because look, think about it. All these Jay-Z could have had a group, Scarface and Beans too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember, niggas was asking for that. Who this motherfucker get a group with? Kanye.
Yeah, of all people,
The irony, Kanye out rap his ass the whole tape though. So hey, that's the irony of that shit. It's like he was running away from it, but Kanye still got him.
Yeah, it's a shame too. It's like like I said, egos is a motherfucker in hip hop, man. So it's just like. And who knows? Maybe they have some unreleased shit, but now with DMX's passing, we don't know. We don't know what they have in the vault. I know DMX probably has a whole bunch of shit from that era in that vault, in his vault. But they needed at least one group album as Murder Inc. and not the other Murder Inc. album.
He even killed he had the best song on the fucking Murderers album. That Tales from the Dark Side.
I have not listened to that Murderers album in such a long fucking time.
No, that shit was dope.
Yeah, that Tales from the Dark nigga killed that song. Like in the beat, like nigga about to murder somebody. Like you about to hunt. That's if you listen to the Hunting Vampires.
And as for posse cuts, you know what? Might as well just bring it in. We did a poll topic. You know what I'm saying? We because Ring Gang got the best polls. Always remember, Ring Gang got a poll for everything, and we do it the best. So fuck with our polls. But in honor of DMX, we did a little poll today, and it was, which of these is your favorite DMX posse cut? We only choose 4, so there's plenty more we could have choose from, but there's just these 4. It's 1 was Niggas Done Started Something, 2 Blackout, 3 Ride or Die, or 4 Scenario 2000. We had 26 votes. 35% said Blackout. 31% said Niggas Done Start Something. 27% said Ride or Die. And then 8% said Scenario 2000. So the first 3 were pretty close.
Yeah, Scenario.
I'm surprised niggas don't put with that Scenario 2000 because that song is probably like wow, like niggas snapped on that shit.
Yeah, all of them snapped. I came close to picking that, but I picked Blackout. It's a thin margin. You could have picked any of them. And motherfuckers was commenting like, oh well, what about DXL Hard White? What about Grand Finale? Like all them shits was hit.
Well, yeah, we can only put 4 choices on there.
I know, but that's a testament to the greatness of posse cuts featuring DMX. 4, 3, 2, 1, 24 Hours to Live, Money, Power, Respect.
Honest, think about it. What rapper has been part of more classic posse cuts than DMX? And you're talking about like outside of a nigga like No Limit or 3-6.
Cam been on a few. I mean, Cameron been on a few, but yeah, DMX probably got him there.
Yeah,
DMX probably like number 1 or at least top 3.
Yeah, like with so many, I mean, yeah, especially Posse, because like I said, he murdered a lot of Posse cuts in his prime. A lot of.
I'm trying to think. You got Pun, you got Cam.
Cam.
Cam's up there. Yeah, DMX.
You could put Busta Rhymes could be number 1. I wouldn't even argue.
Yeah,
right. Busta got a few. Right.
Well, with Busta, it's the sheer quantity that's hard to fucking.
longevity. Busta has so many because he's had a longer career.
But he still got a lot of classics though.
He do.
I mean, a
like,
lot of bullshit.
This nigga got a whole bunch of mid with him.
Yeah, with some bullshit verses. Like everybody loves Flavor in Your Ear, but I always fucking hate. I get annoyed with that verse of his on Flavor in Your Ear. But everybody loves.
Honestly, I get annoyed with the whole song too. Like I mean, even Big's verse wasn't that.
Nah, Big's verse was the best verse. And
I love that L, but L's verse, the way you started it off, I can't even.
L verse was garbage.
Even like sometimes I'll want to listen to the whole song. Like I'll be fucking with Big's verse, and then right after that, I'll hear Craig Mack talking about wanna grab my dick too lazy, hold it for me. nah, skip this shit.
Yeah, I always put that song as like niggas was in the studio, they was hitting the blunt super hard that day, and then that's what you get. Like they was. There was a little bit too blunted. Like, I mean, LL's verse was blunted. I mean, Rampage's verse was a highlight, and Rampage was a fucking weed carrier, bro. So it's like, it was. Oh,
and another X Posse cut. Fucking Touch It.
I forgot all about that
X
one.
And
oh wow.
X and Busted, Touch It. And I always fucked with X's verse. X and Papoose killed that song.
Yeah, Papoose had a hard verse on that too.
Yeah, DMX had so many Posse cuts on there. Like he was part of so many. Like honestly, if he wasn't on there at his peak, then he probably wasn't. You'd have to come a little harder. I mean, I mean, even the 8-Ball one, the pure uncut remix with 8-Ball, McGruff, and Cannabis. That's another one.
I forgot about that, but that shit, he killed that.
Yeah, it was like. There was so many fucking cuts. Yeah, I hope like a library of DMX, like a B-sides unreleased comes out, because I'll be more than happy to get that shit and just run that shit because like.
Oh yeah, I forgot he was on the Onyx feature. I always
Shut Him Down remix.
Yeah, Shut Him Down remix.
Yeah. Damn, so many.
Put Your Drinks Down. That one too.
So many fucking shit that he was part of, man. Like, God, yeah, man, it's a fucking loss because you see like how like.
Oh wait, hold up. What about the one with another one with Ja and Jay and Mike Geronimo?
Time to Build.
Yeah, Time to Build. Yeah, that was on the first one. That's the first appearance of all three.
Oh yeah, and then fucking Usual Suspects.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
With Mike Geronimo and I think Cormega was on that song too, if I recall correctly.
Fatal.
Oh yeah, Hussein.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was another song that they kept on. I haven't heard in a hot minute, like "Tear It Up" with Young One and Lil Flip and David Banner. That fucking song,
Even the mainstream shit, fucking. I mean, we can call it cringe, however much we want now. Yeah, maybe it's bad, but fucking Limp Bizkit. Oh my god, that verse, that even on Limp Bizkit, he was fucking that Limp Bizkit song. He was going in.
Yeah.
See, we could go in all night with DMX features and shit like.
Yeah, and that's why. And that's
just too great.
Yeah, and that's why the impact of him passing, like that's why it hits hard. Like especially if you grew up, if you came up in his actual prime, you actually listen to him. Like you just like, like I mean, you could say, I mean, some of us may say you might have took him for granted or whatever, but at least knowing that he did actually get, he didn't like pass. Not knowing that people didn't think that he was all time great or people didn't give him his flowers. He did. He was at that piece, and then. And also too, like in the Drink Champs episode, like he did mention that he had he was working on an album and it was almost completed. So I mean, we probably will get we'll get one more DMX.
I mean, we gonna get a DMX with Griselda. That I'm like fucking like I want to hear that.
It's just crazy how it impacted like the meteoric rise, but at the same time he was able to touch people's hearts and souls the way he was able to. It's just kind of crazy that balance of him to be able to do that. That's legendary shit. Man.
Yep.
Yeah, because I mean, like I say, I mean, the man. I mean, one thing is this: he never pretended that he wasn't like conflicted. He wasn't like someone that did like. I mean, he owned up to shit. Like, he
told you straight up. Yeah,
he had issues. Yeah, he told you straight up he had issues. Like there was no hiding it. I guess it's the dualities and the realness that that made us like he wasn't fucking around. And especially in today's music, you don't find a lot of real cats that you can say, okay, that's a real dude right there. And that's what X was, for better or for worse. So yeah, it's a shame though to see he passed at such a young age. 50 is no age to be passing, but like I say, though, he left us a whole bunch of music that we could still we could still play to this very day, and hopefully his family, his children especially are well taken care of. Like hopefully there's no bullshit over his estate and the other stuff like that. So yeah, man, DMX, man, it was a loss. It was a big loss. But hopefully the demons that were that he couldn't escape from life, they're the ones he was able to he's actually able to find peace now. So
rest in peace, nigga.
Yeah, for real. So I think we could probably end it on that note. And I think Keith already, I think, dropped off. Shortly before I was gonna do final thoughts. So I'll start with you, Pilot. Pilot, do you have any final thoughts?
Again, reiterate, rest in peace to DMX. My first introduction. Well, not my first introduction, but I mean, he basically did a lot for me to make me love hip hop the way I do. Hopefully we get some good fights tomorrow. There's, we got a decent meal, so hopefully the meal's all right. Ring gang.
Yes, sir. Ayo, Rome. Final thoughts, bruh.
Final thoughts. Check out what's the name? Key Soprano album, nigga. Faces Centers, nigga. That shit fire.
Yes,
RP DMX, a real one. Ring Gang, we got shit coming. Y'all already know we got shit coming. We ain't gotta tell y'all. So just stay subscribed, nigga.
Exactly.
You'll see it when it pops up. Subscribe, hit the notifications, nigga. You'll see it.
Yeah.
We everywhere.
And share it too once you see it.
Exactly. Share it, like it, comment, all that shit. We here. And we here to stay, nigga. Ring Gang. Yeah.
That's what it is. AOP, final thoughts?
I mean, rest in peace to one of the greatest to ever live, one of the greatest rappers to ever touch a mic, DMX. Legacy will live on forever. He's definitely in my top 10. Definitely won't ever leave the top 10, staying there. So, what I'm saying? Rest in peace to one of the best. So he touched a lot of people. Myself, a young kid who was fucking stealing It's Dark and Hell is Hot from my father to fucking listen to that shit. Oh my God. So he was really my first introduction to really that really got me into hip hop like that. Because before that, I was like I said, I was a kid. I can remember listening to hip hop at 6 or 7, but just stuff that would come on the radio. But then when 98 came in, when 1998 is when I started really diving, and I was listening to my dad and my older cousins, they had albums. I would always listen to the albums, and DMX was the first one that I would just listen to his album in the car and just listen to it all the time. So I always thank DMX for really expanding me into hip hop like that. So his memory will live on forever. And other than that, you already know what it is. Ring Gang is a vibe. We the Army, better yet the Navy. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So just keep fucking with us. You know where to find us at ringgangradio.com, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You know the drill. We got some new shit coming. Just be on the lookout. We got you. And go fucking go listen to Saints and Sinners by Keith Soprano if you haven't heard it already. You know what I'm saying? Shit is fire. So go do that. You already know.
Absolutely. AOLB, man. Final thoughts?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had another edition of Rain Gang already. Shout out to special guest Keith Soprano. Like the others said, y'all make sure y'all get that Saints and Sinners stream at Spotify, iTunes, everything. It's dope. You heard it from us, man. It's dope within a lot of the mainstream shit. Some of y'all niggas out here dick riding and shit. So one love for Jersey in the house. Rain Gang. R.I.P. DMX, a legend. So glad I got to hear you perform some of them classics and just get your energy, be in the room, and you damn fucking not even fucking like about 50 feet away from a nigga. So it's unreal, man. Like I'll never forget that moment. Thank you for your contributions. Prayers of for all the ones who real close to you and they still going through it. Prayers of the dragon. I know he's hurt.
Yeah. That's I actually saw that video. I was just like, damn, he's yeah.
Yeah, I had to turn it off because I was just getting too sad.
Yeah. So, it brings you down, but I know he's strong. He'll make you. He knows that. And X knows that. So, but yeah, one of my favorite rappers. You'll definitely be missed. But I know the show must go on, just like DMX with Warner. So, we still gonna have this our breakout year. We killing shit. Gonna keep it coming. Fucking top 5 album coming soon. That's coming real soon. Turn of the Sample Kings. That's coming real soon. I mean, a week or two. Right now, that Cutter theme song is out. Stream that.
That shit is tough.
That shit's real tough. Video's done. The music video for that song is done. It's complete. It's been submitted to the label. All the bosses done looked at it and like, okay, then it meets the criteria. So we probably gonna release that Sunday, Monday, and promote that and make sure y'all go stream that shit and get a video. That's gonna be crazy. It's 4K, like crystal clear, like Ring Gang Studios. We stepping it up this time. We step it up every time. But, this shit bananas.
Yes, sir.
Be on the lookout for that. And we also gonna be having the Jericho Cutter Creator podcast pretty soon. I believe next Sunday. So let's be on the lookout for all that shit. Big things popping.
Yes, sir.
Just remember that.
Always, man. And I mean, I don't have anything really more to add to that. That the brothers haven't already said. Like I said, just keep following us, support us. If you feel compelled to, drop a little donation. The links on our website and everything. And because like I said, we do this shit for y'all. So yeah, you spread the word. Tell your friends, and their friends can tell their friends, and then we can all be friends. You know what I mean? Because we got that shit that you want and need. So yeah, and then
shout outs to the rest of everybody. I'm sorry. Shout outs to Fight Architect PJ, who couldn't be here with us tonight, man.
Yeah, no, I try. I know he wanted to be on, but unfortunately, this StreamYard only caps it at 6, and he was he hit the God's number. You know what I mean? So I couldn't, unfortunately, I couldn't get him in.
Yeah, so sorry about that, man. But yeah, I definitely had to say shout outs to PJ and Clan Archie, DZ, and Prolific Genius. The whole squad. But like 5 of us right now in here. That's damn near half. So it's the international ring gang ain't here, but the domestic ring gang.
Yeah, and also I want to make sure again salute Keith. I know Keith had to drop off. So yeah, Keith. Fortunately wasn't here. to do his final thoughts. But thank you. Obviously, it was good having him on our show, and we'll definitely have him, back on in the future as always. Hopefully, it won't take as long. Same with him in Rome. So
Yeah, he definitely coming back for the Ryan Garcia preview.
Yes, sir. I think that shit is on my birthday too. I think the fight's happening on my birthday, so that's even more what's up. So yeah. I'm kind of kicking around. I was like, do I want to go to a fight on my birthday? I said I might kick it. I might actually do that shit. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Pat birthday misadventure, fucking shit.
In Vegas, I think it's in Vegas. So yeah, kicking around my head, kicking around my mind, I might do that. But
spin off.
Yeah, they'll see me gambling on horses and shit like that in the dark. Because and that's me behaving myself.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, y'all make sure y'all put them donations in on that ringgameradio.com.
Oh, for sure.
Son need new shoes. Auntie need a new dress. And needs a new teeth.
Stupid.
Nah, that's Harlem Nice.
For real though. So for myself, Pat Scorpion and Ring Representative, for LB Shuttlesworth the God, the GOAT artist, for King P, Bodega P, saying for Conscious Pilot because he elevating, for Rome, Chicago win because he leaves these niggas in the breeze, and top five, and then also salute to Keith and for being on the show. This has been another wonderful episode of Real Talk, where as always, if shit's real, we talk about it. So until next time. Peace.